H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it's Tuesday, great Tuesday. Beautiful outside today. Can't wait to experience some of the outside because I've been locked inside all day, been working and doing a lot of stuff this morning. And now, guess what? Then I looked at that clock and it said, hey, it's Chop Shop time. So, hey, I'm glad to be here today. Let me shout out to my starting five. Those are the five people that we affectionately call the starting five because they start off the feed. If I don't see those five people up there in the beginning, I don't go no further. So they start the feed off, and let's recognize them today. Let me give them a little hand clap. I done moved the hand clap button, y'all. So, you know, I'm always messing around with stuff, and I done moved it. I'm serious. Oh, there it is. It didn't move. So you can have it at the top. But this is to my starting five. Let me shout out to them today. D. Holcomb, Rod Wells, Chris Charles, Gary Sinclair, and Daryl Anderson. And my sixth lady of the day, my sixth woman of the day is Dale Griggs is in the building. I see you, Corey. Who else I see? Let me see who else I see. Corey Willis. I see you, baby. I see you. Hold on. Let me get all y'all. Let me see my people. Let me see where my people at. Trey Phillips. What's up, Doc? Rick Brown. Thaddeus Moody. Y'all know I have to see who's on the feed because there's certain things I like to talk to these people sometimes. These people are very special. Everybody on this feed is special to me. So there go Tamika with us. She be disappearing on us and coming back. And who was that? Chicago is in the house. That is Moody. Kevin Lewis. Mr. Barnes is in the house. Who was that? Jeremy Davis. Barry Donald is in the house. Yes, these coaches, boy, yeah, these coaches getting bread. Just a select number of them getting bread. But I mean, all of them getting bread, but these guys getting, oh man, yeah, these coaches getting a lot of what you call it, the CFB coaches. So yeah, they're getting paid. They're getting paid. Jessica Brooks, who is that? Byron Crease, what's up? Kimberly Jackson. Oh, thank you. Rick Nelson said, Robert, I appreciate you and my son. Man, that boy had Rick. Let me tell you something. He had a great time, man. It just brought him back because he hadn't been to stuff like that. I guess he don't go to no games up there in New York, high school games. And it just brought him back, man. He didn't want to leave, but we had people pulling on us from a million different directions. We had to go here. I guess when I took him by 13, he hadn't been to 13. I took him by James Harden restaurant. James Harden is one of his favorite players. So we enjoyed that. My daughter came by, saw a lot of people there. We had a great time. What's up, Ivan Pettis Jr.? Lincoln Riley deal is crazy. Absolutely. It's supposed to be crazy. When you go to LA, they say LA, you do things bigger and better in LA. Rick Brown, you got to lure him from Norman, Oklahoma. You had to give him a lot of stuff. We're talking about Lincoln Riley, the coach from our poor Kimberly Jackson, Oklahoma Sooners. One day he was recruiting from had an Oklahoma shirt recruiting for Oklahoma. And guess what, y'all? The next day I see him get off a private plane with a USC shirt on, man. Let me tell you something. That's why I love the transfer portal. That's why I love player freedom. That's why I love players to be able to do the same thing, to be able to capitalize. All the man is doing is capitalizing. Y'all got to realize this man got a wife. Lincoln Riley got a wife. Chip Kelly got a wife. You know what them wives saying? Man, you better go get that money. Kendrick Lewis. See, sometimes we be such big fans, we ain't understanding this business. Go get that bread, Lincoln. I told y'all that's why I can't get attached to this too much, man, because I've been blessed enough to be in the business for the last 30 years. That's why I don't get attached. I don't get emotionally attached to it. What's up, Sandra? I just don't. Oklahoma was his wife. Yeah, Oklahoma ain't his wife no damn old. Then hold up. Y'all look, guess what I see this morning? Them Oklahoma damn fans, Kimberly Jackson, they put traitor all over the campus, over to everything. Traitor. I would have slapped the hell. Hold up. See, I didn't mean to start here. I didn't want to start here, Kimberly. But hold on, Mindy Collins. Kimberly, I didn't mean to start here because I got something else I want to talk about. But that Kim gonna mess around and say Oklahoma is his wife. You hold on, Kim. You hold on. Hey, Mindy, y'all here? Everybody here. Ken Lofton. He getting $100 million. This just proposed. This the stuff they released. They ain't released everything yet. Y'all listen to this, Kim. It's Oklahoma's wife. They gave him $100 million. USC is buying both of his homes in Norman. He had a home. He was building a home. So he had planned on being in Oklahoma. Yeah, I know you're mad, Kim. But guess what they did? They are buying both of the homes from him, $500,000 each over the market asking price and the market value. Okay? Over. So this house here, whatever it costs, extra $500,000. This extra $500,000. Then buying him a $6 million home, which ain't gonna get his ass much in LA now. I'm just telling you, ain't gonna get you much. Unlimited use of the private jet 24/7 for his family? Kim. I didn't want to go there, but get you another coach, Kim. And y'all, let me stop it before we go there, because Kim, you got me today. But it's a couple of guys. You know, yesterday would have been Chadwick Boseman. Yesterday, Chadwick Boseman 45th birthday. Let me shout out to my guys before I get back. Kim threw me on a rabbit trail. I'm gonna come back, Kim. Chadwick Boseman. Y'all, I was watching. Do me a favor when you watch The Harder They Fall Again. You know the train scene when you see the train. In the train. When what's her name? The lady character in the movie, I know her name. Oh, great director. She walked by the train. Her and Lakeith Stanfield. I know her name. I'm gonna call her name in a minute. Oh, the side of the train name was C.A. Boseman. The director put it on there in recognition of Chaz. Regina King, thank you. In recognition. So when you watch the movie again, You see the train scene. You see, thank you, you see C.A. Boseman. It's in honor of Chad Boseman. And again, I want to talk about my guy Adam Clayton Powell again. It's his birthday yesterday. I don't never want y'all to forget it. Y'all can get mad at me, turn the show off. But when y'all realize and y'all go study and realize what that man has did for this country and did for us, we could use somebody like Adam Clayton Powell today in that sorry ass Congress we got up there. All those who stood up and stood out and went through hell to get us where we are today. Yesterday would have been his birthday. Rest in power, Adam Clayton Powell. Then we had get a text from my son yesterday. He was my son. He's in all kind of worlds, tech world, business world, everywhere, but he's in the fashion world also. And Virgil Abloh, one of the young guys, I have featured him on this show and talked about him before. What he did for this culture, from Pyrex Vision, Ben, he got a Ben Trill, Off-White, Nike, Louis Vuitton, Kanye West, Tumblr, Instagram, rap music in 41 years of life. Probably would never be done again. Rest in peace, my brother. It just, y'all, sometimes, hey, man, I just want to talk about him a little bit. Fashion icon. You know, a lot of people don't know who he is. If you've been watching this show long enough, you know I've talked about him before. And I want to talk about him on a sports talk show. I'll show you why. Because this man is connected to some of the biggest athletes in the world. Virgil Abloh terribly and tragically passed away, only 41 years old, over the weekend, y'all, over the Thanksgiving weekend. Got to realize, y'all, that's close to me. My brother-in-law, my sister, one of my favorite guys, men on the earth, he passed away a few years back on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Him and my sister was headed back they were in Memphis. They were headed back to us. So it's back to Houston, and he died at the dinner table. Passed out at the dinner table a few years back. But unbeknownst to almost everybody, besides Virgil's close friends, he was battling with a form of cancer called cardiac angiosarcoma for about 2 years. Tragically took his life over the weekend. Not only was Virgil a creative director at Louis Vuitton's men's line, he also had the Off-White collection. If you're a young kid, if you watch Instagram, you know the Off-White. They got I should have brought some of it up on it. They got the little you keep your what you call the price tag, the thing holder. You keep it on the shoe. I can't understand. I don't want. I mean, y'all, that's not my culture, but my son loves it. He got the Off-White stuff, all the Off-White this and Off-White. But this guy was literally one of the most coveted. The zip ties. Thank you, Chuck McGowan. Thanks, Chuck McGowan. Zip ties, yeah. He put the Nike the swoosh upside down on some of the shoes. I mean, he just do something. He's one of the literally one of the most coveted designers in the world. He had relationships with from every athlete, from Odell Beckham, who was it? LeBron James, Lewis Hamilton, and the list goes on. Rest in power, young man. I've been knowing about him. As a matter of fact, you know what's crazy? We talked about him on the show before. Jimmy's in the green room. I remember him being, if you go look him up, he used to be Kanye West's assistant, and got into the fashion and took off with it, man. So proud of that guy. And rest in power, young man, Virgil Abloh. And guess what? We're gonna get on with the rest of the show. Jimmy, what's going on, Jimmy? I know you had a lot of unfinished business. Let me tell you something, Jimmy. I got to tell you this, man. I got to tell you. I know you was a part of it, but I'm gonna tell you, this summer basketball community, man, I don't even see. Dude, you've been doing this stuff for this long, 20-something years. Y'all don't understand. I'm talking from a daddy point of view. Had some great times. But once that Jimmy was there with me. Jimmy, once that last shot, the Houston Hoops, my son played summer basketball when the Houston Hoops in Vegas. Once that was over, Jimmy, I said, I ain't got to deal with these ninjas no more. Man, Jimmy, they sent me down rabbit holes. Jimmy, they done got smart. Jimmy, they at me. They done got smart. Let's at that damn Robert Hatter. He gonna take a look at it. Man, y'all crazy out there, man. To all you people out there doing all that stuff, y'all know what you're doing. And I know your black ass is watching this show. Excuse me, Lord. I know you're watching this show. Y'all need to stop. Listen, I got to call Mr. Psych on site and bring him back. Because a lot of y'all need psychological help. Because some of this stuff don't make sense, the stuff y'all be saying on Twitter when you can just pick up the phone and call the dude and say, hey, player. Hey, man, I'm going to laugh about it because I think it's a joke. I don't take it serious. But Jimmy, I don't see how you did it, Doc. Doc, I know at some point you need to go get on the couch. To let somebody, because a wise man told me, Robert, if you ever just keep all of that mess inside of you and don't let none out of you, think about a septic tank. Think about a place where you don't nothing but where the feces go, Jimmy. Can you imagine how that feces smell on the inside if they don't flush that stuff and send it somewhere? Man, you better get somewhere and flush that stuff. Dude, I know. And guess what? I know you be cool, man. You're human. I'm human. Everybody's only a human. Man, y'all, we got to stop. And guess what? I'm going to keep preaching it because guess what? I'm a free man. I don't care if y'all don't come to my events. I ain't got nothing to give. I don't care. So I can speak the truth. Unadulterated truth. Man, y'all need help. Y'all need Jesus. But welcome to the show, big fella. What you got going on today, man? I know you got a lot of stuff, but I had to get that out of my system. Jimmy, if I didn't get it out, guess what? It was going to get inside of me and fester. And I ain't about to get sick for none of y'all. I got too much. If y'all know what I got in front of me, I got a chance to have both of my babies next to me this weekend. I ain't did that, we for birthdays and stuff like that. Man, let me tell you something. We got a lot to live for, man. Dude, you're going to be all right, man. Hey, player. Whew. I'm praying for you. So what's up? What else you got?
Oh, man. It's that's the life of what social media has enabled a lot of in the term, the voiceless to somewhat have voices, and it's it's therapeutic for many, and it's almost like you think about it. There are some people that you've known all of your life, and you can look at their social media pages, and it's almost like they're talking to the shrink. They're telling you everything they're doing. They're taking pictures of everywhere they're going. And it's like, damn, I know this person. So that means if this social media would have been out back in the days when we was turning corners, man, just think about it. I'm just saying, and man, dude, my wife has a cousin that they know whenever she comes, she's the built-in paparazzi for the whole family. I'm talking about, dude, she keep 2 phone chargers in her purse. Not one, them kind of portables. So I mean, she ain't never gonna go in the red with the juice on her phone. Because
Me too,
she
Jimmy.
make
Don't
videos.
leave her alone. I keep 2. I keep 1. Okay. 1.5.
2.
But keep going. Okay.
When she come, when everybody know, and no, she know all the angles. They take the pictures from up high and up there. She
I
know
don't know how
all.
to do that.
She done mastered all the angles. The whole family know if they want somebody to take the picture, let her take it.
Oh, she's a social media maven.
Ooh, man. Times 10. Times 10. And so, but this social media has enabled a lot of people in this in youth sports to be able to voice their thoughts, which is, that's the American way. Now, at the same time, it has also enabled people. When the thing that gets me is that you could, if you're on social media, that means you have access to what they call a search engine.
Mm-hmm.
Most people call it Google or Safari or one of those, Firefox, whatever they call them or whatnot. Well, you could Google and learn and educate yourself on a lot of this stuff that goes on, because if you wasn't on social media so much. We talked about
Give me a
Chris
for
Walker.
instance. Give me a for instance, Jimmy. Give me an
For
example.
instance, the academic requirements that it takes to get it to make you eligible to be a freshman, to be in college as a student athlete.
Okay.
It's right there.
Right.
You can just Google NCAA student athletes eligibility.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, your core classes that's needed, it's right there. But then people will go along and just go straight through this stuff, and then wait till it get to the bottom of the 9th inning, and it's 2 outs with the bases loaded, and then they want you to come and retire the side with this stuff, and that's not reality. A lot of people that go and you want to believe, like Chris Walker gave numerous times. I think more of you guys, sometimes you see us on the chop shop, and it becomes the figment of your imagination of that's what we are when we go off. This is what we do. This is all we do all day. And in your mind, just like Chris is at the top of the food chain right now when it comes to basketball broadcasters in the collegiate ranks for CBS Sports. Now, to some of you guys, you might think up like, well, he's just a Cowboy fan. He's a guy that used to do this. He used to be a college coach. Why he ain't coaching no more? Trust me, guys. I guarantee you. Trust me when I tell you this. Chris Walker can walk back into college coaching at the midseason break if he wanted to.
Absolutely.
Easy. I promise you that. His demand hasn't flickered out.
No. Jimmy,
You know why?
Jimmy and a couple of his best friends are head coaches.
Absolutely.
Keep going.
And the relationships. See, this is the part. A lot of you guys that communicate with Chris, I know one of the parents, he asked questions and they sent Chris emails. Chris actually goes through the motion. Yeah. Not just saying, and trust me, I see it's different with Chris. For example, I send this stuff out. Well, I want to put your phone numbers on the screen.
Yeah.
I just showed the cheat sheet book.
Right.
This goes out to college coaches. So if you are considered, just say top 40 in the greater Houston, your intel goes to the college coaches, along with the cell phone numbers of your high school coach, your athletic gym period, the email address for your high school coach, as well as your intel. Now, that doesn't just because you send it don't mean everybody's going to read it, but the coaches have access to it. So what it takes is like a guy like Chris Walker, when he gets a name from you guys, he's going to go and take it right across. He'll get off the phone, off the show. He'll call back, hey, yo, Hicks, what a kid they was talking about, what level is he? See, that's when it goes that way. In other words, your son has no Division I offers. Chris not going to just take your son's name and give it to Jay Wright at his alma mater, Villanova. That may be a waste of time. And the way that this stuff goes, remember the old fable Crying Wolf? How the little boy that cried wolf or whatnot. This is how this stuff goes. If any one of us was to go and take your son's name and relay it to a college coach that your son has nowhere close of making an impact immediately at that level, then the next time we call and give him a name, that coach is not going to have much confidence in it. Then eventually, if we keep doing it over and over, you know what happens? When you're calling that coach now, know what he thinks you're calling for? To give him another name that he can't even use. It ain't good enough. So then the college coaches stop answering your damn phone calls. They become busy all of a sudden. Oh, Chief, let me call you right back, man. I'm going to meeting. Then he got the phone. Man, I know what he calling me for. It's just like, don't you have somebody that can call you right now and you know what they're about to call you about? You think you know. Some people in your family they might want to borrow money. It's what? December the 1st is tomorrow. You know somebody in your family going to be calling you, asking you for a bump. And the God for your kinfolk, man, it's kind of tight on us this year. You know what I'm saying? Man, we ain't get that pandemic, man. My income tax, man, we're going to file it early, man. We're going to get it back to you, man, at the beginning of the year, February. I got you, young cousin. When that dude called back again, I bet you don't pick up on the first ring. So that's how it is with these college coaches. So it's tactful when I give them a bunch of names all the time. But if I'm going to give one name or 1 to 3, I normally give 3. I normally don't, or more. I don't give, when I'm verbally talking to coaches, I don't normally just give a one name. I really don't. Unless the coach is flat out asking me who's the best available. And even then I say, what position? Then I say, well, here's 3. Coach, here's the info you may like. All you got to do is like one of them. That enhances the odds of the city. That's how I roll. Now, everybody don't roll like that. So my point of saying this is when you guys are asking for help, trust me, there's a school. If your son is a starter, then there's possibly a school for him or her out there somewhere over the rainbow. At the same time, this stuff has changed, and the way that people are being recruited has changed because of this portal, as Chris Walker said yesterday. The portal has changed things. And don't you know, and I talked to several college coaches this past weekend when I was in Houston and in Dallas. And I'm telling you, when I watched the game, I was sitting right there between the 2 Baylor coaches. They were fresh. The plane landed from Atlantis to Dallas. They would not let them fly into Waco. For some reason, customs, they would not let them fly in. They had to route them back into Dallas. The team drove back to Waco. 2 of the coaches went straight to the Fort Worth. They've been gone for 4 or 5 days. They haven't been home yet. Came straight to the gym to watch a couple of basketball games. And I'm sitting right there, so I get a chance to ask them, because understand, 2 of those assistants are from Houston, from H-Town. And I'm asking them about the portal. And they were telling me, you guys, you'd be surprised. Baylor's looking good right now. They turned down a couple of McDonald's All-Americans that was in the portal that tried to come to Baylor. They were like, nah, we good. Because remember, certain programs have developed certain type of culture, which as we see in University of Houston now. But Baylor has for years, their acronym is Coach Jerome Tang came on the Chop Shop a couple of months ago, and he gave that JOY, joy, right? Jesus, others, yourself. That's what that acronym stands for. And they believe in a certain type of kid that they recruit. Or make it simplified, certain types of kid Baylor will not recruit. They can't risk with certain types of kids. And that's why you notice when certain players who was one time was one of the all-time leading scorers in DFW went to Baylor, and he didn't touch the court pretty much during as a freshman. Then a couple of years later, the all-time leading scorer from Greater Houston goes to Baylor, and he don't barely touch the court as a freshman. And people get to wondering, well, hey man, why? What are he gonna do? What is this guy gonna do? Is he gonna stay there? The one in Dallas I'm talking about, you remember his name? It's called King Mcclure. King Mcclure was one of the all-time leading scorers in DFW. Go look it up for his points per game. Points per game, King Mcclure. That's right. LJ Cryer, he is the all-time leading scorer in Greater Houston basketball history. First of all, you ain't got to go past the 80s because they didn't have ninth grade in high school back then. So that's 30 plus games right there that they did not get to play in. So if it's anything, you don't even have to go look past the 1980. You follow me? LJ Cryer is the all-time leading scorer in Greater Houston. The previous leader was Daniel Gibson. And now it's LJ Cryer. He goes to Baylor and he bought in, and now he's playing. King Mcclure, he played the long game. He bought into the concept of the 40-year plan. He looked at what happened and how they rallied around a guy like Isaiah Austin when Isaiah Austin suffered his career-ending prognosis and couldn't play anymore. He saw how the Baylor family rallied around him. And guess what? He goes straight into a job. They gave him a chance to go and get basketball out the system, which Isaiah did. NBPA was there for him, and the NBA is there for him. And now he's working. He has a job, a lifetime position. King Mcclure, he's working for ESPN. I think the first game this season he called was Baylor. That's a lifetime position. That position is there until you mess it up or don't want to go to work anymore. What's the quarterback name, Hatter? RG3 went right into the booth. So certain people, and it's not an infomercial about Baylor. A lot of other programs look out for their people. I'm just saying, but Baylor has, for decades, has never been mentioned in the same breath of a Texas A&M and the University of Texas. For decades. Now they are.
So bring me home. I love how you're taking us on bring me home, because you start talking about how first we talked about social media. I was talking about how crazy these parents are. Even Jeffrey Day just came on and said he late for. He said, but parents, you have to stop telling coaches you're waiting on something bigger. Don't ever tell no coach that. Parents, public service. Let me make sure they hear me on this one, Jimmy. Hold up. Hey, don't ever tell no coach you waiting on something bigger, parents. And I just hope ain't no parents telling nobody that, Jimmy. But me knowing this community, they probably are.
Man.
Don't ever say that. That's just like you're telling a girl, baby, I'm waiting on somebody else finer than you. You ain't getting, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. I promise you. Parents, parents, I'm appalled to think that some of y'all do it. And the way Jimmy just said that, some of y'all do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. But keep going, Jimmy. Keep going. I just want you to take it around the corner for me. That's all. Something wrong with the mindset, but keep going.
Yeah, and so I was telling you guys, and for you just tuned to the Chop Shop, but we're talking about uh, uh, which this the host and the panel and what you have in front of you. We're
Yeah.
talking about relaying intel to college coaches and so promoting your name, the names of your babies, and and understand something. And in order to just bring it on around the corner, you have we are assets.
Yeah.
We are tools that you can use. And if you use properly, you are almost guaranteed to have a much keen understanding of various components of this whole process, the whole landscape. In case you didn't know, Chris Walker had a sneaker deal. His name was on the contract of a sneaker deal.
T-Mac All-Star.
In case you didn't know, Chris Walker has also had a consultant contract deal.
Under Armour.
In case you didn't know, Chris Walker was also a college coach for 2 decades. He was a Division One. Chris Walker has never coached non-Division One school. So if Chris Walker giving you, and you ask him for intel, that's why I always kind of bust his butt a little bit, about about intel. I was like, Chris, your view from the perch is only from a Division One stance. But don't get it twisted. Don't mean he's not qualified. And I say, man, you don't know how the life go down the non D1 schools. You never rode to the game on the bus in a van before. Now that I think about it, he probably never have. He probably rode on the bus in a van since he was even at Millby High School. They rode the best yellow buses.
Jimmy,
Jimmy,
and I want to add something because Derek, thank you, Derek, for this question. For your statement. Derek said, AAU parents need courses on educating themselves on recruiting, especially knowing Derek Daniel. For the last 6 years, we've been giving them a course. All they got to do, they don't need no damn courses because they ain't going to pay for them or go back and see them nowhere. They can go and check the last 6 years of the Chop Shop and learn everything they need to know, Derek Daniels. Because this man right here, Jimmy, had a symposium a long time ago. Brought all them college coaches in there. Their parents' ass didn't show up. Guess what? He ain't did it no more. So guess what? We blessed enough to now have a digital library, Derek Daniel, of the Chop Shop. You share with every damn AAU parent that you know. Let me repeat that. Because sometimes y'all listen, Jimmy, sometimes you don't even know what you got in your hand. Never forget, that what Jesus asked Moses, what you got in your hand? He had the staff in his hand. You got the Chop Shop in your hand, Derek Daniels. So every AAU coach that you ever think about, who need this, you have a digital library. You don't even have to go to the library. Just click on your app. And I got some people in the process of going back and labeling all the content. But every day we gonna give you something. Jimmy, that's the craziest thing about it. Every day you listen to this show, you gonna get something to take back. So Derek, great statement. But Derek, they already got it. They just won't, because somebody said, what, Jimmy? They don't know what they're talking about. That's just Jimmy. Think about it. On this show, Jimmy, I said it a long time ago. I didn't think I needed to bring it up. But sometimes you got to bring it up. We got the capacity to cover and help your kid from the 9th grade, 8th grade, because Jimmy have an 8th grade tournament, until all the way to he a professional athlete. even in retirement, we have some on this show that can help you. Just in case you know. 30 years, I've been in the sports agent business. Jimmy, sometimes I don't even realize this sometimes. Have represented 17 first-round draft picks. Yo, sometimes I got to read this shit because I don't even know. Because when you're making history, you don't even look at it. Hey, made 9 appearances on draft day green room. How many other people? Ain't too many people can tell you that. Ain't no people can show you that. Represent a number 1 overall pick, a selection 2 times. Selected the number 2 pick 3 times. The number 3 over about 4 times. Listen, y'all. And I know this is what Jim is trying to say. You got a digital library, this chop shop, that we spend so we don't need to do no damn course. You got a Jimmy, this is what they call what we do. We giving a master class. Because we got masters doing this. Masters. This man got CBS network duties. He said, man, I'm coming on the chop shop. He got a podcast. I'm coming on the chop shop. This dude right here, 20-something years. That magazine he pulled up, y'all might not understand the value of that magazine he pulled up. That cheat sheet, all over the country. College coaches got to have this cheat sheet. It's giving all the information, even your baby's Twitter handle, your number, grandma number, everybody, and hold up. And if you call him, he gonna tell you who you need to talk to. For 20-something years, that's it's about 4 or 5 master's degrees and a doctor, in several doctorates. Listen, man, I don't care personally. I don't care. Get this information. If you don't like us, get the information. If somebody tell you, don't like them, don't like the guy in the funny hats. The guy in the funny hats is the one that's telling folks, listen to me. Somebody told me this other day. It was talking about a kid. And to anybody, and I'm gonna go back to PJ Hagerty again. Because I talked to one of the coaches, Jimmy. He called me. You were the one talking to TCU about PJ Hagerty. The coach told me. You ain't told me. I didn't know this, Jimmy Hicks. He said, you don't. Them other people told me afterwards with cheat sheet. The man just told me this weekend. I didn't know that. You ain't never came to me. Man, I'm the one. You ain't never told me that. I said, but then somebody come on here and tell me we don't talk about PJ Hagerty on the show. Long time ago. Hey, man, that's why I said some of this stuff y'all doing is crazy. I don't understand it, y'all. It makes no sense. We're not perfect, Brandy. No, we're not perfect. But guess what? It's a perfect plan that we try. A plan can be perfect. People might can't. I'm telling y'all, man. It's Barry McDonald. You do have this. Barry McDonald. You do have this platform in Austin. You do. It's called YouTube. Barry McDonald. We don't have to physically be in Austin. What's happening in Houston is happening in Austin. What's happening in Memphis is happening in Austin. What's happening in Miami is happening in Austin. What's happening in New York is happening in... Listen. They do have it in every city. Y'all don't understand. We on the show one day. A dude called us from Japan. Barry McDonald.
Yeah.
Japan? It was nighttime where he was at. So, no, I'm not getting on you, Barry. I'm glad you said that because We got to be more aware of how valuable this tool is. And Barry, we got somebody who won't share the show. Thank you, Jonathan Griffin. They won't share the show. Man, I ain't sharing for them. We already famous. We don't need to get famous. We want to be impactful. You ain't helping us. I ain't reading that no more. I didn't even realize. How many? Forget it, Jimmy. But Jimmy, it's sometimes this stuff just excites me. I'm excited about it, y'all. But listen, we doing all we can do. Jimmy, I'm finna put the Joe Madison on. What you gonna do? 2 hours of content every day. Me and Jimmy doing our job. What you gonna do? Are you telling everybody you meet, man, you need to pick up this? You need to go in here and subscribe to this shop. You need to go to this. You need to go to this. You need to go. Are you doing that? Come on, y'all. Yo, that's why. Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. Y'all, what's wrong with our brains? Karen Thomas said, Jimmy, go on, give me, Jimmy. You know I get emotional about this kind of stuff. I get emotional. I love my people, man. But our people perish for lack of knowledge, lack of vision. We just going. Let's go here. 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 With no plan. Got to have a plan. Mark Edwards, be intentional. Jimmy, now you got it. Thank you, Mark. Be intentional about what you're doing. What else you got, Jimmy? Man, they're killing me right now.
Speaking of being intentional, intentionally, we're going to ask you to intentionally share the show right now. And let's share the show to your groups, to your pages. Give us a good share right now during this first hour as we continue. We're going to continue to go and drop some nuggets at the end. And later on, coming up, we're going to, at about 1/4 the hour, we're going to hop into the NBA, and as promised, and go over the teams, because we're at the quarter mark of the regular season. But once again, share the show. If you're on YouTube, you can share it through YouTube. You see that share box right below the screen. Share it to your social media pages, and let's increase the footprint of the Chop Shop. Thanks for you guys. Let's get that rocking right now. As in the continuance from yesterday,
okay.
Duncanville High School. And, I mentioned Richardson, and I think one of the polls has been released, been updated.
Somebody sent me something this morning. I hope you ain't got
and remember, on yesterday, I gave Richardson plenty of accolades on the Chop Shop for their ability to represent on the grand stage of the Thanksgiving Hoop Fest. As a result, the high school circuit is the source. They have moved Richardson into the #1 slot in the country amongst public schools. They have a public school rankings and a prep school rankings. Well, North Little Rock is #2, Duncanville is #3. And like I say, rankings are opinionated. And guess what?
Who did this ranking? Because it's the same one I got. Somebody sent it to me this morning.
The high school circuit. So let me give you guys the circuit. You might see the circuit going on, and it's a circuit like a circuit breaker.
In the summer, that summer circuit people,
so they're related.
That crew.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Okay. So to get you guys understand, a lot of times, and it's kind of funny because and I'm gonna take you somewhere with this. That's why a lot of times a lot of people you see on social media, they don't put their name with their platform
Mm.
or their product because you already knew the name and you may discredit the product because of the name which you know. Or you might say, well, that's tainted because I know what side of the fence they dwell on,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be when it be sneaker lines or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got two high school basketball parents of both young men are uh, are in high school right now. They are affiliated and they're based in the DFW area. They're based and they're behind on the administrative positions with the high school circuit. That would be Derek Shelby, Matt Steffi.
Mm.
So that means if Matt Steffi felt a certain way about, and both of their sons played on the Nike platform, the EYBL. That doesn't have nothing to do with them ranking the team per se, but it gives you understanding. That way, if you see them and they're on the side of the court and they're watching, then that may be why how they derives their thoughts and opinions that goes possibly into messages on social media from their account. Maybe. I'm not saying either one of them. I don't know. But it helps identify and connect some dots, right? And so, which is not, it's not, not saying that's bad at all, but it helps you know who they are. So
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I'm doing.
yeah.
I'm letting you guys know who it is. So I mean, if you saw RCS Sports and somebody say, man, RCS Sports, and I've met many of people that I walked upon in the general public, and I mentioned RCS Sports. And I asked me, you get to talking. What do you do? I do this, I do that. And then all of a sudden we get to talking, and this thing, I wait later on, and I always I realize they know basketball because their sons may play, but they really don't know who they're talking to. So I'm just describing what I do. Then finally, I dropped the RCS Sports later on in the conversation. Then the whole mode changed. Their attention is undivided now. RC, oh, you with RC? It's almost like remember the Clayton Bigsby skit with Dave Chappelle back in the days when they didn't realize, like, they just thought RCS Sports wasn't supposed to look like me.
Mm.
It's almost, I get that a lot sometimes, and
Okay.
it's cool. It's cool, but the thing is, I'm just letting you know they have Richardson at number one.
Mm.
I'm pretty certain if I was to call the coach at Duncanville, I can connect some dots. There may be some reason because here's why. Here's why, Hal. When you think about Duncanville
Oh my God.
and about what they've done,
Mm.
think about this. You didn't just beat one nationally ranked team.
Mm-hmm.
You beat three of them in a 4-day span.
Mm-hmm.
I say this again. They beat three nationally ranked teams in a 4-day span. Wednesday, they beat Atlanta Wheeler High School. Friday, they beat Centennial out of California. Saturday, they beat Sierra Canyon. That's just three. That was easy peasy this week. Now, mind you, let's not forget it was just 2 weeks ago. And I know it's called an exhibition. It's not a real game, people say. But do you think for a minute that Duncanville they say we're going to save a gear in the tank because when they played against Sunrise Christian, who was ranked number 2 in the country? Do you think Duncanville said, oh, you know what, this game, it's an exhibition, man. We just going to go half speed on this one right here. No. Duncanville was trying to prove something. They were playing as if if this public school can beat this national powerhouse, then it could possibly help to protect our borders. That's what that game was about. Then they go and they beat Link Academy, who's also ranked in the top 10 in the country in the exhibition. Beat Link Academy. So you beat Link Academy, you beat Sunrise Creek, beat the snot out of one of them. I don't know which one. You guys help me out. One of them they beat, it wasn't even close. So Duncanville, understand, once again, in the same breath, 20 years ago, 20 seasons ago, when I first started in the business with RCS Sports, that was in the fall of 2000, which is the graduating class of 2001. Well, in that season, Willow Ridge High School was a powerhouse, right? TJ Ford, Daniel Ewing, Curtis Walker, Kenny Taylor, all those guys. Well, that was the 5A classification, but you had the 4A classification because all Texas went to was 5A. 5A is what's now known as 6A, and they're about to add a 7A. If not next year, if not in February, it will be in 2 years after that. Texas is going to get a 7A class. But back to this. Let me tell you what happened in November of 2000. Willow Ridge happened to play a game against Beaumont United, featured Kendrick Perkins and Taji Rito and all those guys. That's right, Beaumont United played Willow Ridge. This was early one Saturday morning, about 10 a.m. at a neutral location. The location was at Cashmere High School. I know because I was there. Wasn't no social media back then, as we know it now. Well, that game, Willow Ridge knew the schedules were made, and neither one of them would have had each other, no path to cross each other during the regular season, nor in the playoffs, because one is 5A, one is 4A. So this game to Beaumont Ozan at the time was Beaumont versus everybody. It was Beaumont. Andre Boutte was the head coach. Ronnie Courtney was the head coach at Willow Ridge. Now, Willow Ridge walked into the game not with the same passion that Beaumont Ozan did. Beaumont Ozan won the game. It might have been fragmented. You know how the scrimmage games go. You can't play a full game as a scrimmage. They have rules that they're restricted by. They won the game, and the smack talk commenced. Beaumont Ozan was like, see that we the best. And my point is that was an exhibition. But if you treat an exhibition like it's the real deal, and that's what it was for Beaumont Ozan, it ain't their fault that Willow Ridge, mind you, one of Willow Ridge starters was missing that morning. I think it was an SAT or something was going on. I can't remember, but one of the starters wasn't there. They didn't care. That was Beaumont United State Championship. That was their game. So back to this Duncanville situation. They've beaten all these other teams, 5 nationally ranked teams, whether it be exhibition or not, in 1 month. That is very impressive. David Peavy has only been there for four seasons. Hatter, 4 seasons he's been there. I remember Hatter when we was on the air when he got the job. when he was getting the job, there was so much pushback from DFW folks. And I thought, I remember you guys. Why you gonna hire a Houston dude to get for this job? Man, who is this dude? Man, this dude, he ain't one of us. David Peavy remember that too. Some of you guys have atoned for those comments. Yes, some of you have went and looked him in the eye and said, man, coach, I was wrong on that. Man, sorry about it. And maybe hopefully you've learned from it. But what he's doing right now, and here's another thing, get dimension to it. A lot of you guys may not understand. I see Odyssey is on there, and I'm gonna hit him in the heart with something. Dallas and Houston is always been rivals. If somebody in your family is from the state of Texas and they were unfortunate enough to go and sit down on vacation, there's nothing more venomous than the Dallas versus Houston rivalry for those guys who are labeled as inmates. I can't describe it to you guys. If you've never been there before, I really can't, because there's nothing, some things that's like trying to tell me how it feel to be in a collegiate basketball game or an NBA game and try to give me you can tell me all day long, but it's just certain things psychologically you can't grasp if you haven't been through it. But my point is, there are a lot of people, if they've been in handcuffs for an extended amount of time and they had to go and engage with the Dallas versus Houston stuff, that is about along the lines in there. That's along the lines of Bloods and Crips. It's that bad to a lot of people. And a lot of people come back home scarred for life. That means if you from Dallas, you get a life sentence. And if you from Houston, to some people, you get a life sentence. So what do you think happens if you go and you have kids after you come back home? You go have kids. What do you think your kid, what are you going to program them to think about Houston if you live in Dallas? And vice versa. That's that bad. So understand, that's why certain people, and it goes the same, understand, all things Dallas. Even if you're winning, they just don't even want to talk about you. That's how and I understand that. And Byron Green say he's scarred for life. I mean, so I'm speaking out for the guys for that it's unfortunate, and it's a very unfortunate experience, but Dallas versus Houston, guys, understand it's real for a lot of people. I try my best because most of my experience, you got to realize I was the bookie. So it wasn't as bad. And it never was, as you guys can tell, I'd never been a huge NFL football fan ever. So football never consumed me to like, I got to stop what I'm doing to watch a football game. Hell, this season, I probably watched 3 football games the whole season. NFL, that is. I watched couple of college football games. But I've never been that football guy. Never. So back to Duncanville, I'm giving you guys props. I'm giving DFW because it's helping the state. Because what happens now, college coaches from abroad have been calling these schools about their secondary players. Remember, there's only 2 players on Duncanville's roster that's signed with Division I schools. That point guard, Eric Haller, it's a school for him somewhere. Because if you can lead all of this Division I talent around you, and they can respect you enough to be led by them on the court, there's a college coach can use this young man. And as that college coach comes in town, if he comes in DFW, then he's going to go to another school and check another player out as well. Then if he comes in Texas, like, well, hell, it's another hour flight away. I might go dip down to H-Town. And we got some for him. And then we got some in escrow. Escrow meaning that, think about it, DJ Richards, y'all forgot about him? He's part of this 2022 class, Adam. Remember, he graduated high school last year. He was a top 5 in the greater Houston. They said, you know what? I like these offers I got, but I'm going to gamble on myself and go to Montverde Prep. I'm going to gamble on myself. And we're going to see how this goes. And I ain't mad at the young fella because he's 6'4", 6'5", and no matter what happens, as long as he's healthy, many of those schools that had offers on the table for him would take him tomorrow in a heartbeat. Everybody ain't in that situation. Right? Now, you understand. It helps the state of Texas with recruitment. So that means college coaches now are paying attention to Texas. They know about this, and some have already paid, but they are paying it. They got to pay attention. When you're winning, they know people have no choice but to pay attention when you're winning. That's why winning is so. Winning ain't important to everybody, but that's why it is for most. You win, you must pay attention to the champions, whether you like it or not. And that's what we have right now.
So with this ranking that just came out, I found it odd also. And I guess they just awarded Duncanville because I haven't seen see what I would like to do, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see the ranking that came out before this, or this was the first one.
No, this wasn't the first one.
Somebody like to see that. I'm talking about that same people ranking. If somebody can find it, the same circuit. I like to see it. I like to see it from the beginning because I've had a chance to see both of those teams several times, and I don't know their criteria. That's why I don't know their criteria, but I don't know. I mean, I just can't find. I just can't find a team in Houston. In Texas, that's better than Duncanville. Not to say this other team not good, but if these two were to play, and we might see that matchup at some point this year. So we'll see. That's all we can do.
The matchup of Richardson and Duncanville. The only way it can happen at this point is in the state at the state tournament.
That's what I'm talking about.
San Antonio.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's the only way it can happen.
If they that good, if both of them that good, we should see that.
Yeah.
If they that good, who gonna get knocked off? Who gonna get knocked off?
Well, that's the reason they call upsets upset.
Oh, they might in the Whataburger. What happened in the Whataburger? At the Whataburger tournament came
both of them in the Whataburger?
Huh.
I know Duncanville is in the Whataburger, but are they in the same division? They have an orange, they have a black, whatever. Let me know. One of you guys post the link to the Whataburger schedule, and that's going to be that. Man, I didn't think about that. I know Duncanville is there.
Hey, Herman Scott.
Yes, Herman Scott.
I was at that game, Herman Scott. Herman Scott. It was a 2-point. It was a 2-point game, but me personally, I just that's the game. Jimmy said that that's the game. I would say they just played too many people. Duncanville played too many people that game. It's but hey, that's good. That's good. But I'm talking about the Kimball game. I was at that game. I mean, that was a great game. That was a rival. Seemed like a rival game. Guess what, Jimmy? They had factions in there. They had the parents. They had the people that, because I think Big E and Jazz and them, their team, Kimball, right? And then they had the Duncanville side. Hey, let me tell you something. Them people in Dallas, they had. I mean, it was an exciting game, but Kimball is not a better. Kimball played a great game. And that's when I found out about Gibson. I didn't even know nothing about Chauncey Gibson until that game. Now, guess what? I'm calling his name. Y'all know I forget some names. I'm calling his name off right off my tongue. So that was a good game. And I just think, to me, and I got to see Kimball play again because it's the first time I've seen Kimball play. And but where's Kimball ranked in that thing, Jimmy? Is Kimball
Well,
ranked in it?
Kimball is on there.
Okay.
They're on that. I don't have it in front of me. They're on that
Okay.
list. And um,
It's interesting.
at let me look at it. Look at it one
I'm
more
looking at
time.
it too.
Kimball is listed as number
9. Okay. All right. Okay.
9.
Yeah. But we'll see. But I hope
And
they play in the Whataburger.
well,
Jimmy.
yeah, somebody send a link if they have the schedule
Uh-huh.
out there, and that is the Whataburger tournament, because that's going to be something that's going to be classic if they meet up, if it's possible for Duncanville and Richardson to meet up. And I want to now, before we get into this NBA, we got 4 minutes.
Okay.
Here's the thing now. Remember the state of Texas basketball.
Okay.
You guys, for years, I'm going to reach down and pull out some facts, because I gotta get facts to support what I'm saying. That way, you guys will be right along with me, and you can carefully take these facts and relay them to the next person. Here we go. In 2013, the state of Texas in boys basketball set the record for the most McDonald's All-Americans ever selected from one state since the inception of the McDonald's game in 1970. What it was, 78? Yeah. Once again, it was 5 people selected in that class to the McDonald's game in 2013. Andrew Harrison, Aaron Harrison, Julius Randle, Matt Jones, and Keith Frazier. That was, mind you, Texas had always been producing, put it like this, since 2001, or since the turn of the millennium. Hell, since 2000. That was Alden Ford. Texas had placed at least one player in the McDonald's game every single year from 2000, right, all the way to 2000. Did anybody who made it last year? Yeah, Cade. No, that's 2 years ago. Who was last year? To
You know I'll keep up.
2020. You guys hear me? Who made the McDonald's game last year from Texas? 2021. Did Texas get, wanted to slip my mind? Now, yeah, Harrison Ingram. So I knew it was, thank you for. Let me say this again. Since 2000, Texas has put at least one player on the boys' side in the McDonald's game every single year. And only 2 of those years we only had one player. So it's been 2 or more in every single year except for 2 years. Right? And that was 2021, this past April, and back when Perry Jones came out in 2010. Well, 2011, LeBron Nash. So we had 3 years of only one player. Here's my point. We've always been putting out talent. the thing is, a lot of your national writers, they're based on either the West Coast or the East Coast or the North Coast of the United States. So a lot of those guys, they're going to go and they're going to rank first what they see, because what they see, they've been seeing it for years. The California guys, the West Coast guys are going to favor the West Coast, and they should. The thing is, we in Texas, nobody liked coming here because it was so much ground to cover. Because we had so many grassroots programs, which meant so many phone calls you got to make, which meant so many asses you got to kiss, which nobody liked doing that. They didn't like Texas. I've been in a room with those guys several times. And most of them that cover and have national rankings, portals, and platforms, the vast majority don't look like us. So that means the ass kissing goes to a whole different level, and it's normal for some, because it's almost like, think about it. And I say it again, most of the guys who are in charge of the national rankings positions don't look like us. So when you get a kid like Anterior Morris from Dallas Kimball, who has a heavier, harder road that he's probably traveled than, let's say, an Anthony Black. Certain people may not, that's that word culture, certain people may not understand and could never, like I told you earlier about, you can talk to me about a basketball game and about the last second and what it means to get the last, all you want. If I've never been there, no matter what, no matter how much you talk to the certain people about, they can't understand what goes into the ingredients that goes into this kid's gumbo. But a person like me, I'm going to embrace it and appreciate it and be like, man, this kid could have been in handcuffs several times over. This kid is, do you understand where he goes to school, what he has to deal with when life, if it wasn't for basketball, it wasn't for the community. And then you're thinking about mental health, which we know exists. Can you understand if you ever, I was at the funeral in September of Irvin Big E Davis. The love that those kids from the Dallas Showtime / Dallas Kimball has for Irvin Big E Davis, I can't describe it. When this guy passed away, think about it. That means a lot of those young people, their heart, he was their dad. He was dad to a lot of them, uncle to the others. So that means you took him away from this, in the physical sense, from this earth, away from these young boys, and then they left to fiend and figure it out in that particular space. So you can imagine what a kid like Arterio Morris is going through, the mental. Not saying the only one that has mental. I can imagine what Anthony Black is going through, seeing his parents' situation, scenario, this family business has been spilled out into the streets. And you have to still come out, and people expect you to go out there and score 25, grab 10 rebounds, dish 10 assists every damn game like ain't nothing that's never happened. The mental. So when these young guys show up and show out, it's great. When you see young guys in no matter what city, in the state of Texas, you think about it. Austin Nunez, you know, it lost a little steam, but he's still a Power 5 prospect. You had people out there questioning and people out there making backdoor phone calls to college coaches. And you know, man, I don't know, man, about him, man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't, you know. So now
But that's
he's
normal,
going
though,
against these
Jimmy.
guys.
That's normal.
Normal. It's not, but just think about it. This young man.
So a lot of kids go
He
through
has to
that.
go
That's
and
all
deal
I'm
with
trying
it.
to tell you. A lot of kids go through that.
So that means you have to. That's saying that's the mental. So that means to be able to go out there and drop 25, 30, and drop your 28s and take it out on the understand and face double teams almost consistently. That's to be rewarded. That's to be expected. Even a PJ Hagerty. All of the pressure that understand something.
I've been saying this for years, Jimmy. I've been saying this for years. We got to put our arm and we need to protect our. And you asked me one time, how to protect them. You said, what you mean? I said, we got to protect these kids. I mean, our top kids. Not just our top kids. We got to protect. Dude, hold up. I ain't never been to school through no pandemic. I ain't never been to a school. They just shut my whole senior year down. I ain't never, these kids are going through stuff that we have never had to go through in our life. And I've been in our lives. And that's why I'm so sensitive, Byron, and don't want to call a kid a garbage player. You know, we can say that if ain't nobody, if it ain't publicly. That's what, because guess what? What we put on this screen, people will be able to come on and see later in history. So, yes, we got to protect these. I mean, this is special. This is not like we being soft on them. No. Special situations, man, require special measures. We got to embrace them a little bit. Man, listen, when I saw him, every time I saw Anthony Black when he was here, I said, boy, that's my player right there. That's my favorite player. You know why, Jimmy? I was saying that to the kid because I know what he been through. He was at the concession stand. I said, if it ain't illegal, whatever Anthony Black want, I got it. I hollered it out loud. He just started laughing. But Jimmy, I know what he was going through. You know, I know what he was going through. Man, it's just, you know, and we just got to be a little more sensitive. That's all, as a community. But Jimmy, I know if you have anything else, if you want to go, let's go and knock this NBA out. And because we're going to be talking about high school basketball all week. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he my new nephew. Yes, sir. Anthony Black is my new nephew. Wait a minute. Everybody on Duncanville team is my new nephew. Hold on. All of them my nephew. Hold on. I got two more. Rylan Griffin and Casey Wallace. Them my two nephews, too. And PJ Hagerty. And let me see where. And don't forget
Ron Holland and
I said the whole Jimmy. I said the whole Duncanville team.
Back in Houston, the Millie boys.
Oh yeah. They're my new nephew. Money Mike.
Over at Atascocita. Caleb Pouncey, Angel Johnson, and Jumawan, the Hawaiian move-in.
Them your nephew, Jimmy. I ain't seen them.
Guess what?
Them your nephew.
And guess what? Huh? They play Beaumont United
tonight. You riding up there?
Nah, I'm gonna go and check out. I'm gonna take one for the team tonight.
Doug gonna be up there already, right?
Yeah, Doug Jones will be at that one. So there's no sense in me. That drive back, I could have made it, but I'd rather go let Doug take care of that one. I'm gonna either go to Seven Lakes at the Woodlands or I get a double shot, maybe Cashmere and Yates and Wheatley play at 5:30 at Barnett. Cashmere and Booker T. Washington play at 7 at the Pavilion. So I may, may parlay them. And I have a meeting. I got to meet Ice and Mike today. And so I'm trying to figure out all this out. So it don't look like I'm going to the Woodlands. I just thought
Hold
about
on,
that.
I got a question. What? Who Josiah McBride play for? Where he playing at? Where he playing at tonight?
At
They say he
South
back
Falls.
this week.
Is he back yet? I thought he
Herman,
went.
let me know when Josiah. I'm coming to see Josiah.
Yeah, I thought he was out until maybe for another week or so. He hadn't
Hold on,
played this
Jimmy.
year
Legacy play Shadow Creek tonight. Where?
at Legacy, I think. Yeah, at Legacy. Legacy and Shadow
Oh,
Creek tonight.
man, I might have to go see Money Mike. I'm sorry. I might have to go out there and see Money Mike.
Yeah, you go and check that one out. That way we cover all the
All
bases
right,
in that way.
okay.
And lastly, before we get into the NBA, somebody asked a question about what, as Texas media in covering the high school scene, what happens now.
Okay.
Here's what happens now. Everybody, remember, here's the thing. If you have a relationship with somebody, with a person that has a national platform or national influence, this is the perfect time to give them the call. And when you give them the call, you can joke around and play and jug, but you need to have a serious dialogue with that person and let them know, hey, look, we know that Texas is hot. But meanwhile, here's the deal. We're going to continue to be hot. And here's why. And then you fill in your blank. And that's how I've been doing over the last 2 days with guys around the country and let them know. But if you call them and start attacking, you can't force feed a person that don't want to open their mouth, that don't want to eat. You have to let them know, hey man, look, man, you might understand. This is the time to buy stock in Texas. And it's far too often you shouldn't feel like, because guys, here what they were feeling like, Hatter. Guys were feeling like, and I saw this happen in one of the committees that I'm on, the national committees, where people start to feel like we picking too many from Texas. People starting to feel guilty because we got that much talent. But you didn't want us to feel guilty when you were picking so many from California or so many from New York or so many from Chicago or Georgia.
Jimmy, y'all had that problem at the P100 camp, because some people were calling me telling me that.
Yes, exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then you look up and you got four, five of them in the All-Star game. Now you see
why we pick
the strength in numbers. We have players. You should not feel guilty. Now the thing is, within the state of Texas, and I'll leave you guys with this. We have to be able to identify in a proper manner, because a lot of people have different agendas. And certain people just try to make a parent happy who might be in their pocket. So that means I'm going to promote your son in the same breath as I'm promoting Jacob Cole, Wesley Yates Jr., Chris Johnson, right? And Jalen Lowe, those guys. So certain other players, first you got to get, I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm telling you, if you just apply the play that I'm giving you, you will run it all the way back. Not every time, but you're going to get a touchdown out of this thing. You go and you pick one or two, push them through first.
Right. I remember you saying that.
Then you come back and you push 3 and 4, another 1 or 2 in. You can't, if you try to push 5 in at the same time, you're better off pushing 5 in 5 consecutive weeks. Like 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Because know what's going to happen then? They're going to end up canceling each other out. canceling each other out. So understand, this is how you attack it right now. And guess what, Texas? Don't be afraid to talk shit, but at the same time, let's not look at Montverde. Duncanville plays Montverde on December the 9th. And what we hope we're not doing, and we better start the conversation really quick, like within the next 24 hours, to find somebody from Louisiana to talk a little smack back, to incite and motivate Duncanville, because they won they swept California last weekend, Hatter. They got Louisiana this weekend. And people not even talking about this Louisiana battle. Don't mess around and get snuck up by one of these Louisiana teams in the Hoop Fest up in Texarkana. I know one of the teams is Carver High School, which I saw their top 2 players play when I went down to Mall Monday's camp back in August. That one kid is going to Texas A&M, Adam. Mm-hmm. He's the #1 player in the state of Louisiana. He's Snap Peters. He's a 6'7" Snap Peters. That's about what I can sum him up. I'm talking about as far as the athleticism, but with a much stronger physique. You got to motivate. If Duncanville get past this weekend, don't be afraid. Now that means the stage is set, because the door opens for everything else. Richardson, you pushed them through. Beaumont United, yes, they slipped up on that opening game, but at the same time, you don't have to play the what if and all that right there. Beaumont United tonight is going to tell a whole lot about them at home hosting Atascocita. They will not play another team as good as Atascocita until they get to the state tournament. So that's what we leave it on that. And we got a quick break, and we'll come right back and we talk some NBA talk. You guys ready for some NBA talk? Let's talk some NBA talk and see. Get your pencils ready. Which teams have impressed you the most? Who've let you down? And what are you thinking if the playoffs ended right now? Who would be in? Who would be out? And a whole lot more when we come right back on the Chop Shop. You guys hang right there. Share the show. That's what you can do. Meanwhile, watch this.
How are you going to be on the stage? How are you going to get from off the bench to on the floor? If you love basketball, you got to be passionate about what you do. You can't just play just to play.
If you really want it, you'll need to make sacrifices. You'll face doubt. You will fail. Whether or not you succeed, that choice.
How are you going to be on the stage? How are you going to get from off the bench to on the floor?
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day, the Chop Shop. Jimmy, before you left, you sent us around the world with high school basketball, and guess what? We got more. And in the coming days, in the next couple of days, I got some stuff. Jimmy, I want to share something about social media. You struck a chord in me. I want to talk about social media a little bit. And Jimmy, I want to talk about a little bit this week. At some point, I want to talk about a little bit about the HBCUs again. I got an HBCU subject that I want y'all to help me with. and I want your input on. So, Jimmy, what we got? What we got, man?
I mean,
Where you want to start at? Where you want to start with this NBA? It be 20 games in, right? Let me get to my list.
We're 20 games in. That's right.
Yeah.
And of course, believe it or not, you know, the Houston Rockets are not the worst team. Right?
Who worse?
And,
who worse than them?
Hell, Detroit and Orlando both has the same record as the Rockets.
Okay, well they the worst. The Rockets is the worst. All three of them works together.
Misery. Well.
Oh my God.
Well, no. I take that back. Orlando has lost more games, so they are technically the worst team in the league by percentage points. They're 4-18. The Houston Rockets are 4-16, along with the Detroit Pistons.
And the Rockets on a winning streak since Green been hurt. Landon Arwan had to say that Osiris mess.
I mean, it's what it goes to show is that, you know, hopefully this can be a learning, a teachable moment for a lot of people. That when we see these players come in and we thinking that they're just going to wave a magic wand and turn and hit the league by storm, and it just goes to show you how great Ja Morant really is, because you're thinking that Green was just going to come in and do Ja Morant type stuff, which he's athletic enough to do so. Yeah. Well, a lot of people was saying, okay, just watch, he the real deal, and you're not realizing.
Wait a minute, he's exciting, but I mean, he does do physical things, but Ja Morant, no, yeah, I mean,
I'm talking about Ja Morant as the rookie. I'm not talking about Ja Morant 3 years later. I'm talking about
Ja Morant as the rookie came in doing exciting things.
But his
team was winning a little bit more. They wasn't bad. His team was winning.
You go.
Yeah. But they Golden State, Jimmy, we got to start. Golden State tonight going against Phoenix. Phoenix the one. Jimmy, I don't know if you noticed this. Phoenix is 16-0. Guess what?
They won 16 straight.
Yeah, 16 straight. That's 16. They undefeated since that mess came out about the owner. They was 1-3. But they're 1-3 then. Then that stuff came. They undefeated since that stuff came on. Seemed like they said, F this dude, we finna go balling. I'm just telling you, ever since that day.
And guess what? They've played 20 games, Phoenix. They've won 16 straight, and they're still not in first place.
No, sir. Because of whom?
That will be settled tonight. Golden State and Phoenix play tonight. It's going down.
Because they just had the same record.
Well, I mean, no, but you have a tiebreaker. You know what I'm saying? You know, and guess what? You got, trust me, tonight, and even so, because there's no Klay Thompson. And so the next time, you know, Klay will be back in a couple of weeks. So we understand that. But right now, for this quarter mark, both teams, Golden State is 18-2. And, of course, Golden State has won 10 of their last 11 games, including 7 straight. And Phoenix is 17-3. And then you think about it. While all this stuff is going on, all this winning is going on, a team like the Utah Jazz, they're only 4.5 games behind Golden State. They're only 4 games behind Phoenix.
They've been winning. They've been winning too, but not streaking.
Not streaking.
Yeah.
Not streaking. They've just been getting it up. And so.
And they're on a 2-game losing streak right now, Jimmy.
They've lost. Who that?
Oh, no, they 2-game winning streak.
No, they won 2.
2 in a row.
Yeah.
My bad. I can't see.
So now the 2 people that's lost 2 in a row, that would be the Clippers.
Yeah, Dallas
and the Mavs.
Yeah.
They lost. That's, you know, if the playoffs ended today, guys.
Oh my God.
You would have Golden State would be the 1 seed, Phoenix would be the 2 seed, followed by Utah, and Dallas Mavericks would have the 4th seed. Now Dallas Mavericks is 10-9. The Clippers and the Minnesota Timberwolves are the 5 and 6 seeds right now. Both of them have 11-10 records. 11 wins, 10 losses. the Lakers would have the 7th seed, and the Memphis Grizzlies and the Denver Nuggets are both 10-10. They would have the 8th and the 9th, and the 10th slot would be brought up by the Portland Trailblazers, who is sub 500. Now, out of those 10 teams, 10 teams get into the first 7 teams. The first 6 teams are in. 7, 8, 9, and 10 have to play a tournament, so to play their way in. Right now, as it stands, is it anybody that's not amongst those 10 that you expected to be in the playoff in that 10 right now from the Western Conference?
No, sir.
It's 5 teams. Of course, the Houston Rockets, the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
Knowing that Zion wasn't going to be playing. Right. So that version of the Pelicans, which everybody knew Zion wasn't going to play in November. OKC Thunder, the San Antonio Spurs, and the Sacramento Kings is the 5th team. I thought the Kings would have probably been. Remember, I said I thought the Kings would have been in, but
and I told you they were terrible.
But they've solved one problem. They haven't solved the other one yet. They solved the problem, and that's the coach.
Soon as the coach left, Bagley started playing. So it was the coach that won't Bagley.
Sometimes it could be the upper management, and sometimes it can be the coach. Obviously, it's showing that they're playing him now in order to get his value back up. Get his value back up, and then you can probably make a good swap with him with somebody. But Sacramento is 8-13, and I just figured that Sacramento, because you can be 500 and limp into the playoffs. They have a lot of season left. If it's one team I'm disappointed in, it's Sacramento right now. Not much. I didn't expect them to be a home court advantage, but I expect them to be 500. Now, Hal, are you disappointed with Portland?
No, I ain't disappointed with Portland. I knew they was in the lane. They got a new coach. And I knew they were going to lay it down on Chauncey Billups, man. Dame Lillard probably going to try to get out of there. Y'all got to realize, I'm going to tell y'all a date to look at. And we're going to bring Chris Walker in. He done popped in, Jimmy. I'm going to tell y'all a date to look for. December the 15th. The reason why? December the 15th is when these deals they signed and people got traded early in the year of this off season, they are eligible to be moved. So December the 15th is a great day to be. So as soon as the 15th, Jimmy, we're going to have a 16th party. I don't know what day they found. Some movements might be made. I'm not really distant. I never thought Portland was going to win with them guys. But guess what? We bringing in that dude. We bringing in that bad man right now. Is in the building. That bad man.
They putting heat on Trump. They putting heat on Chauncey.
No. Chauncey cool. He a first year guy. But Jimmy just asked the question: am I disappointed in them not being in the 10th spot? No, I'm not disappointed.
Well, them not being 500 after 20 games in. We're talking about Portland Trailblazers. 20 games in and pretty much no injuries. You're 10-11. If playoff ended today, Portland would have it.
The West is tough, Jim. The West is tough, man. I don't know what their schedule's been, but the West is tough. You got 2 teams that have only lost 2 games in 3 games. Then you got the Clippers was slippery. Memphis could beat you at any time. The Kings could get hot one night. They got rid of that bum, Luke Walton. I'm just saying, like, at any time, you could, the Lakers, when they feel like playing, when they take their Geritol, I mean, it's just at any time, you could lose to anybody. And you got Utah as well. The West is loaded, man. That's a tough. Yeah. The Pelicans beat somebody. The Pelicans beat somebody the other night. I almost fell out
last night.
And the Timberwolves and the Rockets won a game. So I'm just saying, like, at any night, here's the thing.
What? Oh, Jimmy, quick, Jimmy. He said we. He said we won 4. Jimmy is the Rocket. Hey, y'all heard it?
No, that's Houston.
No,
No,
you said we won for it. That's all right. I got you.
No. That's a Houstonian talking to a guy that lives in New York. So that's why I mentioned the we to represent the turf. So only because I'm talking to Chris Walker right now. He's in New York City. Now, keep on going. Keep on going.
No, I'm just saying. Oh, again, I'm just saying that the West is tough. It's Chauncey, first year coach. And, here's my thing, man. They've been I guess they've been grooming Chauncey for this for a minute.
Right.
And he had no prior coaching experience.
Right.
And that doesn't bother me because again, they do it for other guys where they have no prior coaching experience. And Chauncey's playing experience. He understands the culture of the league. And sometimes you got to learn on the go, man. Like there's no way anybody can tell me, being a coach for over 20 years, that you can go from a coach to being a player to being a coach and got it all figured out. That ain't true. I don't care what anyone says. It takes time to find your rhythm and find your sea legs as a coach. It takes time. Like I don't care if he's Chauncey Billups. You see what happened to Magic Johnson, all of them. Like it will eat you up. It's not that easy to all of a sudden transition from player to coach. Now, I know somebody who did do it for a while, but he ended up, Bill Russell did it. But at some point, that thing got stale because he didn't have the players. Think about it this way. And people will get mad at me when I say this, Greg Popovich. Look at their record right now. Well, I thought he's one of the best coaches ever.
He ain't got no dudes no more, Chris. You told me.
So is it the chicken or the egg, Jimmy?
Which
one is it, Jimmy?
It's both.
Is it the chicken or the egg?
Hey, all I can tell you, and you know this.
I'm gonna tell you about your best friend, Phil Jackson. When he coached Jordan, and he coached Pippen. He coached Kobe. He coached Shaq.
Yes.
You okay?
That's right.
We never seen him without a full deck.
And guess what?
Look
Frank Vogel coached LeBron.
And he won a chip. And look what happened to Orlando when he didn't coach LeBron. He was chipless. Okay? So what I'm saying is it the chicken or the egg, yo? Is it a great coach or a great player?
LeBron James.
Exactly. I'm just saying, man.
Anyway,
did y'all chop my Lakers up?
No, we ain't talking about them. They ain't in, dude. They ain't talk. Hold up. They are not talk aboutable right now. Jimmy, we ain't talking about them right now. We ain't talking about them. Okay.
Who you talking about?
Jimmy, let's talk about them. Jimmy, let's talk about them. Who we talking about, Jim? Who we talking about?
We're talking about the right now, Chris.
Who was the disappointment?
We're the 20 game mark of the season. It's the quarter mark of the season. And everybody's played pretty much 20 games in the NBA. And we were going to the Western Conference, and we agreed there probably really aren't any surprises of the team of the bottom 5 teams. And maybe you can find a little bit of sentiment for the Sacramento Kings as far as them being 8-13, but those other 4 teams, San Antonio, OKC Thunder, New Orleans Pelicans without Zion, and the Houston Rockets, nobody's surprised they're not in. Nobody expect them. Those are lotto ball recipients in June in waiting right now. Now, amongst those teams that are in there, mind you, 1 game separates, follow me now, from the 5th spot to the 10th spot. I'm sorry, from the 4th spot to the 10th spot is separated by 1 game.
Oh yeah, sure is.
Let's not worry about.
Right?
In the West.
In the
West.
Yeah.
From the
Lakers
4th spot to the
about
10th spot is separated by 1 win and 1 loss. That's it. So that's going to shuffle. So pretty much those guys are glutted together right now. If you're looking at it, really in reality, Golden State, Phoenix, and Utah has separated themselves. Phoenix and Golden State separated themselves from the rest of the pack. 3rd place by themselves. Utah has separated themselves, and then the rest of those guys are glutted together. And we have a long way to go right now in regards to the Western Conference. Now, the Eastern Conference, there's similar situations from in regard to the 6th spot down to the 10th spot is only actually the 6th spot to the 11th spot is decided by one
Same
game.
thing.
But
One
hey,
game.
but that's not the story, Jimmy. Jimmy, you know what the story is.
What's the
and
story?
we can tie this into summer basketball and whatever. Look what Tom Thibodeau said about Kemba Walker. He said he will no longer be a part of our rotation. Think about that. Kemba Walker's from New York City, right? Goes to Boston, don't work out. He went to, was he go to OKC before this? Where was he last year?
Charlotte.
OKC?
Charlotte.
No, he was at Charlotte first.
Yeah, Charlotte first. OKC for a hot minute. Yeah, hot minute.
And then was in, wherever he was. And now he's in New York, where he's from. You would think, okay, homecoming. Oh man, I'm gonna be the man. I remember seeing him in the club during COVID. I was like, oh, okay. That's Kemba right there. Coming back. Benched him. No, will no longer be a part
of the rotation.
And then here's the last thing. It's what's best for the team.
Hold up. When is this? Chris, I ain't gonna lie, I've been in this business for 30 years, right? Coaches have not been making public declarations like they did with Marvin Bagley. Say he is no longer in the. That's a new term that these people are using now. They are no longer in the rotation. They didn't usually use that term.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying, like, it's getting crazy out there where they like, hey, man, John Wall, and I know they trying to change that thing up with John Wall, possibly. Hey, man, you ain't playing no more. Get this $40 million, but sit down. Do you hear what he told? Hold up. How many million you just said they paying him? 40 million, 43, I think, right?
I got a question. Do you go in there and tell CBS Network what the hell you gonna do? Do you go in there and tell them what you gonna do? He told them. He told them, I want to start. I want to start. He told them that. You can't tell nobody.
They had already had a plan already.
I know, but you can't. No, I'm talking about they had a meeting the other day. They just had a new meeting.
Yeah. And I mean, if the team is 3-1,000, I would say I should start too.
You're not the boss,
dude. Come on, man.
Well, y'all be sucking these players off too much. You're not the boss, Chris.
I understand it. He makes $43 million, Hatter.
And I pay him. Excuse me. I say, tell him to pay him that 43.
And so you gonna let him make 43? It's the same way Kyrie sitting at home unvaccinated.
Where you play? Hold up. Where you play when I tell you to play, son?
Man, they trying to tank, man. They trying to tank. They ain't trying to win.
He always lost. They gonna lose when he playing anyway. Chris, he's a loser.
Wow. Come on.
Wow.
Man. A loser. Come on, man. That's wrong, man.
Whatever he won.
That's wrong, man.
No. Jimmy, let's go there, Jimmy, let's go there. Whatever
you
he won,
can't call
Chris.
him a loser, man. Come on, man. God
If
dang.
you lose a whole lot, okay, I'm sorry. He's not a loser, excuse me. He loses a lot. What teams he's on happen to lose
played for the damn
lot.
Wizards. So let me ask you a question. Is De'Aaron Fox a loser? Is he a loser?
The teams he's on lose a lot.
Is Zion a loser?
The team he get hurt on when he's hurt, the team lose a lot. Keep going. Is
Bradley Beal a loser?
The teams he on lose a lot. Keep going.
But understand the reason for Kemba. One of the main reasons what I'm understanding is that it was because of his lack of defense, and Tom Thibodeau found some rhythm with this early on with this team, and they were playing inspired basketball. And when you're in a city like New York, the life, it's a small window when you can see this type of talent gelling together, and guys, they're buying into each other. And you have Kemba, the veteran, comes in. Remember, he came out in 2004, then went to UConn out of high school back in the days. Now, Kemba, got to realize, Kemba came out of high school in 2004. That's
Jim.
Hell.
The teams he on lose a lot.
Well,
He's
I'm gonna give you a
this damn tall. And guess what? No, the other day.
All-star, man.
No. Other day, y'all, I forgot who they was playing. Man, they went at him on every possession.
Timber taller than 5'9", Herb. He taller than 5'9". I don't know Herb taller
Chris,
than 5'9".
Chris, you're not hearing me. The game, this is why Tom Thibodeau came to this thing.
Who is Tom Thibodeau, by the way?
He the coach.
What has he won? What is Tom? I used to jump on Ed Pinckney about this all the time. He was in Chicago. Man, what is Tom
He the
Thibodeau
coach.
won?
He's a coach.
But what has he won? First of all, they're in 10th place right now.
Chris, I wouldn't let nobody say that about you. So don't you say that about Tom.
Listen, you said about John.
You were the coach.
I'm saying, what has Tom Thibodeau won? Has he been to the NBA Finals? No. Has he? I mean, where's he been? Because LeBron kept him out the whole time he was in Chicago when D Rose was there.
Evidently,
because I remember Rick Pitino tried to kill Chauncey Billups' career, right? And I remember who was the coach at Dallas that tried to kill Jason Terry's career? The dude that's there now.
Carlisle.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I don't know if it's because he don't have a lunch pail mentality, but they in 10th place. Thibodeau ain't won nothing, man.
But you saying the man ain't won that, but he's a college coach. I mean, he's an NBA coach.
Man, please.
So okay,
I'm just saying, man.
So what you saying? The NBA is full of mediocre coaches. Then.
Hey, the NBA is full of. Hey, let me ask a question. Where did the dude from the Thunder come from? He was a manager for UConn. I'm just saying, man. Some of them dudes get opportunities. They just rise up the ranks. Okay. Analytics. A lot of them are. I don't want to say they're not deserving. I don't want to be that guy that says someone's not deserving of something. But I'm saying the way they dole out the opportunities ain't necessarily fair. Just ask any dude that's coaching or playing in the league. Trust me on that. It's not necessarily fair.
Hey, life ain't fair.
What?
Life is not fair.
Okay, but I'm listen, man. Look what they did to Alvin Gentry in New Orleans. The guy who the GM of,
you talking about
the Cavaliers.
You talking about the snitching and going behind your back? Alvin Gentry who be backstabbing people all the damn time. He always get them job backstabbing ass. That's who you talking about.
Come on, man. You can't backstab that many times to get a job. Ain't nobody as good as you.
Me.
But listen though, what I'm saying is, because you got that snitching down good. What I'm saying is that.
Boy, look at the pot. Boy, look at the pot. Look at the
Now, what I'm saying is, you right about Gentry. You right about Gentry because he one of them. He one of them.
Yes, sir.
He's one of them.
Yes, sir.
He's still one of us.
Okay.
Still one of us.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, the former GM of the Cavs, because he had LeBron.
Okay.
All of a sudden, they putting him on NBA TV. Then he with the Pelicans, and look what's happening now. He fired Gentry, and look what happened. Stan Van Gundy recycling dudes. Now Zion don't want to play Jimmy.
One of the things.
What's that?
Chris, one of the things about Kemba is this. This sums it up right here.
Okay.
This season, the New York Knicks are first in defense efficiency when Kemba's on the bench, and last in the league when he's on the court.
In the game. Absolutely.
That sums it up right there. That ain't no listen. I ain't say next to last. I ain't say 10th. Dude, that's a 30-team drop. When he's on the court, they are last in the league in defense. Right?
Man, those numbers can be skewed, man. I gotta.
What it is, though.
No. I'm just here.
Okay, if you skew it a little bit. Okay, if you find
just like plus minus could be skewed. Plus minus is the most ridiculous stat ever. It makes no sense. Plus minus.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
How used to swear by that plus and minus. I told you that thing was.
I don't like it. No, I be messing with you because you the stat man. I be using it against you.
That's a stat I told you 2 years ago. Man, that thing. That's.
Hey, hold up. I only use plus minus when it helps my argument. I don't use it any other time. I don't plus minus. Come on, Chris.
Okay, but Chris,
that's a European thing, by the way, the plus minus thing. But go on. What are you saying, Jimmy?
Okay. Take the defense. I just gave you a defensive stat on Kemba Walker with the New York Knicks, right? Then let's flip it and go to the offensive end. See, all of this stuff, all of these stars can't be aligned like this when circumstantially one player is on the court or off the court. So they're first in the league when he's on the bench in defense, last in the league when he's on the court. So how about offense? When he's on the court, when Kimbo has been on the court for the New York Knicks this season, right? They're 27th in the league in offense. And when he's off the court, they're 9th in offense. Dude, those 4 stars don't line up like that.
Jimmy, those numbers are skewed, Jimmy. Those numbers are skewed.
But dude, they don't line up. That's circumstantial. You can't be that good and that bad.
Listen, let me tell you something. So when Russell Westbrook is on the floor turning the ball over like crazy, do you see them bench him? You don't bench stars, bro.
Kemba's not a star.
But they have a greater star coming off the bench, Chris. Ooh. They have a greater Derrick Rose.
No, Alex Burke. Rose hurt. Alex Burke, the Burks kid is playing.
Burke is going to take his spot.
Yeah,
bro.
Rose out for about another week.
So hold up. So
when did he go down?
Says it right. So Kevin Lewis says it right here.
A day ago or so. He just saw it.
So they just lost him.
Okay, Jimmy, I don't know. Yeah.
But Jimmy, listen. When you make a declaration like that, think about this. Derrick Rose hurt. When you make a declaration like Kevin Lewis,
just got hurt. If you
he just got hurt. Yeah,
he just got hurt.
I mean, all those stats that I just mentioned, Derrick Rose was a part of that.
Yeah, but we weren't talking about the
side
stats.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
you make it seem like Derrick Rose been gone a while. He just got hurt.
And plus, Derrick Rose is Thibodeau's dude. He just
Yeah.
That's
yes,
his dude.
He is.
But listen though. But listen. Here we are. Kevin Lewis, that's what he says. So the Knicks should now win since they benched him. When you make a decision like this, you better win.
Right.
Because you done went out there and embarrassed this dude. He's from New York City. Mm-hmm. They got him thinking this is going to get him over the hump.
Yep.
Thibodeau with all that defense stuff. You got to realize Thibodeau been fired at Chicago. Thibodeau been fired at Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just telling you.
No. Can I add something to help you, Chris? They ain't paying him but $8 million, though, Chris.
What?
Kimba is nothing but an $8 million problem.
And that's why they doing it.
Yes.
That's why they doing it.
Yes.
It ain't got nothing to do with, it's better for our team right now. They like, yo, man, this dude didn't work out. We don't own that much money. Sit his ass on the bench.
That's right.
It's business.
That's right.
This is all business, man.
Yeah.
That's why people don't understand about this NBA. And the dudes on the feed, like Herb and them guys, they played in the league. The NBA is business, man.
Yeah.
Like, y'all stop this feel-good stuff. And guess what else is business? College basketball. It's business.
Ooh.
Dude, I sit here with my boy, and y'all know who my man is in New York.
Yeah.
Who's the head coach. When we sit there and have conversations, I just shake my head because I ain't in the game no more. But y'all got to realize I talk to a lot of coaches.
Yeah.
I got Providence, Rhode Island this weekend on the tube.
Okay.
I can't wait to hang out with Ed Cooley and my boy David Cox, two strong brothers in the business, right?
I love Ed Cooley.
Cooley, baby. Cooley.
Yo, you got to sit there and listen to him give you the business. I wish every parent could hear what I hear. Because if they could hear what I hear, they wouldn't be so crazy. Because them dudes break it down, I'll be like, damn, for real? Like you just gonna handle them like that? He say, Chris, if I don't handle them like that,
they gonna handle me.
They gonna handle me.
Wow.
I'm just telling you, man. I'm telling you, these dudes have a whole new perspective on this game now. College basketball like AAU now, guys. I'm just telling you, it's like AAU. Jimmy hit it on the head the other day. It ain't the dudes that don't play you got to worry about no more. It's the dudes that do play. You could have a dude giving the business, coach, I love you, and be gone. And ain't got to say a word to you. Especially at that mid-level. Especially if you like them Texas States. Like y'all was talking about that kid yesterday at Texas State, right? Oh, man, this and that, put on weight. Shit. Buzz Williams gonna snatch him up. I'm just telling you, it's like summer basketball. Jimmy, this what dudes don't understand. When I had the T-Mac All-Stars, I'll be like, okay, I'm loaded. I got too many dudes. Who does Dr. Shooty have? Oh, he got Philip McDonald. I'm gonna get him next year. Who does that dude have? I can't take him this year, but next year I'm backing the truck up. I'm gonna snatch him. That's what.
Keep going. Keep going. I love this.
Jimmy, am I lying, Jimmy? Am I lying?
Well, that's why you only carried 8 players. You only carried 8 players.
Dude, guess where I learned it from? Hal Pastner. That's where I learned it from. They let you, listen, you know what they do? They let you get them all pretty. They take the fat girl. I mean, I'm not body shaming nobody.
Right.
They go and put them on Weight Watchers. You go and put her on Weight Watchers. You go take her to Mac and get her makeup done. And then guess what the hoops come in and do? Snatch her and take her from you and take her to the prom.
Snatch her.
That's what they do. You get them all nice and cleaned up, body looking good, hair done, makeup, and then somebody else take her to the prom.
Going like a turkey through the cone.
Like a turkey through the cone. So guess what I did? The same thing. I said, ooh, so that's the dude right there. That's the dude right there. I can't have them both this year, but next year. Let me start giving the mom and daddy some shoes right now. Let me start making sure I start greasing and be like, yo, next year, me and you, right? Me and you next year. Listen, he steady got somebody else's uniform on. Daddy steady winking at me. Come on, dog.
Chris, can I throw Chris, hold on. Let me throw a public service announcement. A public service announcement. Hey, mom and pop teams, unsneaker teams. Don't be mad. Listen. If you know it's coming, Listen, don't be in denial. Jimmy, I don't see it, Jimmy. Oh, okay. Don't be in denial. Okay. Hold up. Let me get Jimmy. Hold up. What I want people to do, don't be in denial. What Chris Walker said is absolutely true. So all of you guys that's developing these guys, I got them in the gym, Hatter. They running the hill. I got them this. Keep on fattening that frog up for the snake. But what I want y'all to do is keep doing what you're doing. But when these guys get too good enough, they gotta go. You can't listen, Chris. Don't get mad at them. Listen to me. Rasheed Suleiman, me and him still friends to this day. Because when Hal passed, didn't nobody want Rasheed.
That's right.
Listen to me. That. I put it on the 9th grade. Somebody took him down to somewhere and didn't even let him play that all. Oh, I said, you know what I told him? Man, come back to Houston. I got you. Went over there and made him look pretty. Coaches following him and D'Angelo. Listen, y'all, we had a caravan of coaches following D'Angelo, Winston Shepard, and all of these guys around. John Henson.
Big fella at North Carolina.
Yeah, everywhere we went,
Warner
college coaches was following. And guess what? Yeah. That next year, hold on. Next year, they pulled that truck up, that Nike truck up in the back of the. Hold up. We had practice. Hold up. We had practice, Chris. Beep, 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 beep. We had practice, Mastermind. I'm serious. We had practice. Rasheed wasn't there.
Man, I've been there, bro. I didn't snatched and I've been snatched up. Dude, I remember one time I was with Marlo. Marlo know this story if he on the feed. Mm-hmm. And he had Team Houston.
Yeah.
And so I was, me and Marlon was working together. Mm-hmm. Because Marlon was really good with the 8th graders. They had a great team. He had Isaiah Rusher and Jay Lucas. We played at North Shore High School. I'll never forget this. I drove over. I showed up. I said, yo, man, where's Isaiah and where's Jay? Gone. Like Justin Timberlake say, gone. Am I lying, Jimmy?
Hey.
It ain't never came back. I'm just trying to tell you, it ain't for the faint of heart, yo. It ain't chess. It's checkers. It's real simple. They gonna snatch, dudes, it's like going to the club. Dude go to the club, right? And guess what he's trying to do? He trying to snatch. He ain't coming in there to buy them $50 drinks and walk out of there with a $400 bill.
No, sir.
When them dudes come to them summer games, they looking at your player, man. If you got a pretty girl, like there's a dude named Eric Hollinger, he said, if she ain't pretty, I don't want her. And no, sorry, if they ain't looking, I don't want her.
That's right.
If everybody ain't looking at my dude, I don't want her.
Right.
I'm just telling you right now, they looking at your dude. And if they get one little crack, where the mama or the daddy show one little crack, you give him one less shoe. You pay one less, you pay one less bill. You go to one less McDonald's.
Hey, Jimmy, I don't let him move in. Hold up, Chris. I don't let him move into your house.
Woo! Yeah, you can do all that and still lose.
Chris,
Yo,
hey,
man,
Jimmy, hey, to the parents. No, because Chris, you went hard at him. Hey, parents and friend Herb, I know you talking about what you gonna do, but they got some big guys. They got some guys that'll get with you too, man. You just keep on living. You're gonna have some guys that gonna get with you too. All I'm telling y'all, just be prepared, people.
Man,
Jimmy told me one thing, and I'll never forget it. Jimmy said, Hatter, if you can spend, if you keep one of these people for 1 year, man, consider your ass lucky.
Hatter, let me tell you something. Let me tell you why I never did young teams. When I first started doing summer basketball, I called one person, right? Because John Uri still had this little thing with the Houston Superstars, and I transitioned in. I said, Jimmy, how can I beat the hoops? Right, Jimmy? I said, how can I beat the hoops? Jimmy said, the first thing you got to do is you got to pay for everything. I'm like, what? Because in my mind, I should be like, yo, man, they should be happy. I'm a college coach. They're going to get some good teaching. They should be happy. He says, yeah, but, parents can't afford to pay. So you had to equalize that right away. If you didn't equalize that, you're going to lose them on the financial piece right away. That's number one.
Right.
Number two, you got to understand the sneaker game. You give them one Jordan, I give them 10 T-Max. You give them 2 Jordans, I give them 20 T-Max. I'm going to win that game, okay? I'm going to win that game. People can laugh whatever they want, but I had 1 million T-Max. And y'all know how I used to do it, from the rooter to the tutor, right? Rooter to the tutor, not that team shoe. Not that team shoe stuff, Jimmy. Remember back in the day, rooter to the tutor. So now think about it. Here's the other piece. Again, everybody got their own way of doing it. Man, I got a 10 and under, 11 and under, 12 and under, 13 and under, 14 and under, still another. Sound like my old pastor, still another. I like, hold on, man. I'm going to let you take him as an 11-year-old, put all that money into him. 12-year-old, hey, man, keep pumping that money and run around and tell everybody you got the best 12-year-old. 13-year-old, I'm going to let you do that too. 14-year-old, I'm going to let you do that too. When he get to be my favorite number 1-5, guess what that, they go, we got to go get him. And we may let him get past that year.
Yeah.
But he gone. You can't have him.
Hold up. If he good, he gone.
He gone, man. You can't, though, man. I'm just telling you.
I wouldn't even try to keep the guy. I mean, for real.
Listen, what's that?
I wouldn't even try. When Rasheed left, when I saw what he was about to go do, I said, man, go. We just going to reload.
Sometimes, I remember I had Anthony Jones. Jimmy, remember this. We were this is a true story. We at the Baylor basketball camp. Tell him, Jimmy. Tell him the story, Jimmy. Yo, we got some real stuff. I wish we could just tell the stories of how stuff go down. People don't realize how things go down. And we at the Baylor basketball camp.
That's a real chapter.
Tell that story.
That's a chapter in the book.
Listen,
we can't tell that story.
That's a real chapter because you have to tell that story real slow because you don't understand. And Chris can get to a certain point, and I can tell you how and when the news broke, what happened at that point.
Jimmy, where were we, Jimmy, when the news broke?
We're in the sports bar.
In the sports bar. I'm going to drop my drink. I'm like, what? Whoa, what? Hold on. Yo, man, y'all, I mean, people don't understand when you start dealing with, like guys like Herb and all those guys, they're on the feed. Paul Miranda, they seen that stuff. Huh?
No, get kind of like, we're going to get back kind of like a teaser to this story. Chris Walker is there at the Baylor camp. Chris Walker has his grassroots team. So back in those days, you can let the grassroots guy come and work the camp or they would bring 4 or 5 of their. This is an elite camp. This is not a team camp. This is not regular camp. This is the elite camp whereas
you bring your dude.
Only.
You bring your dude.
Invite only.
Right.
Yeah. To be invite only. And so this the night before camp starts, everybody got there early. So back in those days, obviously it wasn't a big ego thing. Everybody, you made the drive the night before and you spent the night and it was a day camp and you left the next day. Well, in this situation, while a lot of the kids were doing check-in at the dorms or whatnot, checking into camp, a lot of the staff and the coaches, the grassroots coaches like Chris at the time, everybody go to a sports bar to kind of fellowship that night. It ain't no more than about a dozen of us, maybe 15, 16 of tops. Well, somebody asked the question and they realized, yo, Chris, where's Anthony Jones? That's your kid. Chris is like, oh, he on the way. He almost here. They're on the way right now. Something like that.
Snatch.
I'm just guessing. So
Snatch.
next thing you know, we get the word. Somebody, remember, no social media is active at the time. So it ain't like the kid posting pictures of himself. Somebody get the word and sends it back that Anthony Jones is on the way to Texas A&M right now, and he's almost there. Just pulled up at Texas A&M. This is a Friday night. So somebody called and the coach pulled Chris aside, hey man, you know Anthony Jones is at Texas A&M right now, and he's about to commit. What? So that's when the news broke. Wait a minute, he's supposed to be at the camp, and guess who he's with? Who's driving the car? Chris's right-hand man done took the kid to Texas A&M, and that's his dude. He thinking the dude on the way is 45 north. No, boss. He went 290 to Highway 6 and went straight to Aggieland, and the rest is history. Now,
no.
The
rest is history. You put Paulie Four Fingers on him. Paulie Four Fingers, and where the kid ended up going to school? Bam. I'm just trying to tell you, man, this thing ain't for the faint of heart, man. If you're scared, go to church. Sometimes
I call the police.
No, you ain't got to call the police. You got to listen. Elbow grease. This ain't an all-white party, okay? You ain't an all-white party, bro. I'm just letting you know. Sometimes you got to understand it's part of the game. The game is to be sold, not to be told. And I'm telling you right now, I was like, and we can't tell all the other parts of the story.
Right.
Ain't nobody broke no violation like that.
Right.
It's just such a juicy story. It's worth a book, and it's a book story, and it is hilarious what went down.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to implicate people and tell
No,
people business because it's not important.
No.
But that actually happened, and yeah, the dude that I was with, right? I'm telling you right now, drove. I'm like, yo, what you doing? You see, because this is a clear-cut case of dudes not understanding how summer basketball works.
Okay.
He says, dude, you're not gonna win this battle. No matter what they do, the only way he going there is a sign, a letter of intent. We will break all his fingers before we let that happen. You understand that? You don't understand. He ain't signed nothing. He can go spend whatever he want. He can do whatever he want, but he ain't signed nothing. So until he show up in that uniform, we got a problem. Dudes don't understand. You know, you ever heard of the term betrothed? Y'all watched Lion King when the little Simba walking around says, y'all gonna be, the little bird say, y'all gonna be married one day. They're like, what you mean we're gonna be married? You betrothed. That means like you promised to him.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. It don't matter what, you know what, I got a better one for you. Coming to America.
Mm-hmm.
When he says,
Promise
I want to go sow my raw oats. He said, well, that's your wife at home, but you're going to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You come back to Zamunda, you married her. He like,
Right.
what?
Right.
That's why he went to Queens. That's the same thing in summer basketball. Am I lying, Jimmy? Hey, man, homeboy, listen. Y'all can buy scouting service. Y'all can follow him around all y'all want. I'm just letting y'all know what's going to happen. So y'all can do what you want. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to tell you who not to call. I'm telling you right now, Tag Minor going to LSU. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now. You know what? The mama gonna sound sweet. She gonna eat all your cake. The daddy gonna answer all your phone calls. But at the end of the day, he going to Notre Dame. I got a great story. Steve Chainga. Y'all remember I had Big Steve?
Yeah.
The year before that, I had Carlton Scott from San Antonio. He ended up going to Notre Dame. Right? Because I only mess with high majors. So y'all can say what y'all want on the feet. If you didn't play high major, I cut you. If you didn't play high major, you had to play for somebody else. Y'all already know.
Oh, Lord.
You already know. If them Stephen F. Austins and all them dudes start calling me, you done got cut, hey man. My phone, I block calls like that. Now, I'm not my Kyle Keller, my man. I ain't messing with Kyle. But he wasn't there back then. Them Sam Houstons and all them dudes start calling me, click. We don't do that. But listen though. So listen. Notre Dame is recruiting him because my boy Gene Cross, who's a scout with the Knicks, who was at Notre Dame at the time, is calling me about Steve, and Steve wants to go to Notre Dame. What's up, Sam? Steve wants to go to Notre Dame. His family are all Baylor Bears. I couldn't make that happen no matter what. I tried my best. Scott Drew and Tang, they all know I tried my best. The other school that was recruiting was Vanderbilt. King Rice, who's the head coach at Mama, was like, Chris, Kevin Stahl is putting that pressure on me. I need you to help me. I said, King, you my dude. He want to go to Notre Dame. What do you want me to do? I can't physically force him to go. I say, but here's what I'm going to do, though. Because Notre Dame wasn't even in his top 10. I mean, Vanderbilt wasn't even in his top 10.
Yeah.
I say, this is what I'm going to do. I worked at Vandy. He's an academic kid. I'm going to get y'all in the door. I'm going to get you in the door. That's what I'm trying to tell you, the power of summer coaches, right? I got Vanderbilt in the door. I said, listen, this is a good school y'all need to look at. You don't have to go there, but I want you to look at them. I want you to give them a shot. Nashville, I've been there. It's the Harvard of the South, blah, 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 the SEC, good look. It's an alternative to Notre Dame because all the other schools you're not going to. You're not going to Georgia. You're not doing that. You're not that type of kid. Just, again, a college coach, they got no chance. They like, okay, coach, whatever you think. I'm not forcing him to go there. And he's going to Notre Dame. Carlton's already there. He's going to Notre Dame. I said, King, if I were you, I would let him come visit Vanderbilt first because I don't know that if he goes on that trip that y'all going to get a visit. I done did all this work to help you. Dude, you should let him come first. I can make him go there first. He said, nah, man, we want him second. I said, what? I said, dude, okay, you taking a risk. It's out of my hands now. I did my work. It's out of my hands, right? He goes on the trip to Notre Dame. This is a true story. I am not lying to y'all. The parents are very, very, very Christian. They went to Baylor. You already know what I'm talking about. Strict Christians. And so is Steve. He goes on the trip, and they have a small gym that they play in. I told you this story, Hatter. They have a small gym that they play in, like a little church or whatever it was, right? Dude, they go in the game. So it's customary that when players come on a visit, they play with the guys.
Right.
They play with the guys, right? To see if, the coaches kind of do like a halfway tryout, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the dude comes out there like, man, F you. You little old B. Man, your little punk A. Man, you ain't S. Talking crazy to the kid with the parents there.
You told me the story.
That's the way it is. They was keeping it 100. Well, they kept it
100.
Because guess where he ended up going to school?
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt went from not even being thought about, not even a consideration, not even in his top 10 to where he got his degree from till this day. Wow. I'm just trying to tell you how this thing worked.
Wow.
He loved Vanderbilt till this day.
Oh, he loved Vandy.
Because I was in the situation,
right.
And I said, that's a good place for you. But it was also, King Rice was like, yo, man, this dude trying to get rid of me, man. I need a player. I need to get this dude or they going to get rid of me.
Right.
So this dude put pressure on me.
Right.
So that's how when Jimmy say friends are helping friends, when they say, oh, I'm coming to town, hey, man, can you do me a favor and just say you're going to offer this dude? And to make it look like, just do me a favor because I'm trying to keep the kid on my AAU team. Just say you're gonna offer him, and that'll let the parents know I got some juice. Right or wrong, Jimmy?
That's all the time.
All the time, bro.
All the
Mad
time.
influence.
That was interesting. I like that.
And guess what? And the coach is going to do it. And so my thing is, that's why I tell everybody, okay, if you're in doubt or you don't really know, because a lot of times the parent and their kid will be the last person to really know and understand what the hell happened with that offer. I had a coach while we on the show text me about a player in Greater Houston right now that and they're looking for a forward out of the 2022 class. And so I gave him a list of about 4 names that's forwards. And he sees one of them, he say, well, man, this guy has several offers. And I text him back. I'm like, well, he can't commit to most of those offers. And so and that's just, I'm giving an obligation to those college coaches to explain to them. And I really think that if more people, you guys that watch the Chop Shop, you are being privy to a lot of intel that most people aren't able to get. And you're getting it from people that's been there, done that, doing that as we speak. So that gives a different level to it. And you guys understand something. So that means you should be in great position to ask the magic questions to get to help keep the odds in your favor. You
Absolutely.
guys,
Leverage.
and that's the whole thing. You go and you
Dude,
sit back and everybody, and otherwise you're embarrassed. You're just the next parent that gets got. Then you're too embarrassed to even talk about it. You don't want to put nobody out there. Others think that it's going to hurt your kid by you coming and saying that's your baby. But this basketball has planted so much fear in your heart that you will let your baby suffer in disgustment or disappointment rather than speaking out and being
dude,
proactive
let me
about
tell you something. They can say what they want about LeVar Balls. They can say what they want about dudes like that. But let me tell you something. I had a parent one time. It was on a visit. I was sitting with a parent with one of these people. I don't want to say who it was. And I was helping him. I said, listen. He said, well, can I say that to the coaches? I said, can you say what? I said, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what you can say. Whatever you want. He's coming after your child. You got many options. So if you want to say, listen, we only trying to do 1 year of school. That's all we trying to do. I'm not saying that whether I agree or disagree, doesn't matter. This is what your intent is. We want to do 1 year of school. Well, to do 1 year of school, you can't score 5 points a game unless you go to Kentucky. Okay? Unless you 7 foot and you play at North Carolina. So if that's your intention, you need to tell that coach that. Coach, here's the deal. We need about 15 shots a game, and we trying to get straight to the league, and I want my son to be the focal point of this team. And guess what that coach got to do, Hatter? He got to make a decision. So now I'm going to be Penny Hardaway. You got Jalen Duran, and you got Imani Bates, and you got a whole cast. You got Landers Nala. You got a whole cast of dudes. You got DeAndre Williams. You got some freshman going, I got to be the star of the team. What you think Penny going to tell that dude? Yo, no, man, that ain't going to work. No, that ain't going to work here. Now, let none of them dudes be there and tell Penny that. It's a different conversation. But why he got them dudes, they're like, yo, man, this ain't the place for you. You can come here and be a piece. You can come here and be a piece, but you ain't going to be the cake. We already got the cake. We may need a little, a little squirt, a little icing here and there to get this thing right. But people don't understand. You can say, Cade Cunningham, Coach Boyden, here's the deal. I got to be the dude. And I don't care about the rest of them dudes. That's your job to manage them parents' emotion. That's not my job.
Right.
Dude, I coached summer ball. I had Jacobin Brown. I'll never forget this. I tell you the story. We play in the Kingwood Classic. We beat Willie Warren and Team Texas. Everybody should be happy. I'm trying to tell people what go on, man. We go in the corner and huddle up. Them huddles after the game, Jimmy, tell them huddles are the most important thing that you could think of. Trust me. That's and listen, this is pre-social media. In them huddles, them kids looked at me. I'm like, I'm all happy. We just beat West Grand Step. They looked at me like, homeboy, this ain't gonna work. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? That dude right there got to go. I'm like, what? What? Man, you know what I did? I had to get rid of that dude. I'm gonna say, because Jacoby, my boy, I had to move. He had to go back and play with his daddy's team. Y'all remember, Jimmy? Yep. Doug, no. And I just sponsored the team. And every once in a while, I would borrow him back. But as far as the team, if I wanted to keep that team together, BJ Holmes, all them dudes, he had to go. I'm just trying to tell y'all what be going on in the huddles, man.
That's a good point.
So the same thing applies to college. Like, you got to tell people what you want. Hey, listen, and they either got to comply or they don't. Now, they're going to lie to you. They're going to tell you because they don't know. Because here's what people don't understand. I can say whatever I want, right? I can say, oh, man, yeah, you're going to start. That's why I never use that. Man, you're going to start. Hey, man, you got an opportunity like everybody else. It's 13 dudes on this team. All 13 think they go into the league. Now, I wouldn't say that to Carmelo because I'm going to tell everybody, hey, man, that dude playing. So if you want to leave, you leave. Go in the portal, that dude right there is going to actually get me another $2 more million a year. So everybody else needs to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because people got to understand the coaches, it's about them too. Like, even in high school, like people get mad like high school basketball. High school coaches, and listen, they can get mad at me all they want. You know what they care about? Winning district, winning state. They don't care about who's going to college.
It's a great point.
They don't care about 48H form and SAT scores. Some of them do. Some of them are good dudes. But guess what? The dude that worked for the Houston Defenders, the dude that worked for the Hoops, Christian Bagnum, all them dudes, JFR, they care about dudes going to college. Because they don't have no state championships or nothing like that. They get their medal based on who goes to school. They don't, you know what I mean? Like, that's how it works. That's why they got to know all them rules and stuff. They don't care about no state, no district. They want to be like, yo, man, I got 4 dudes in D1. That's how they talk. It's a difference. That's why them dudes ain't on the same page, because they want the same thing. But anyway, but you know what I'm saying? When them dudes are like, oh man, I can't say that to coach such and such. Well, guess what he gonna tell you when you sign them papers? You better do it before you sign them papers.
Yes,
Once
sir.
you sign them papers, you know what you're gonna hear when you call him? The number you call is not. They not gonna answer your phone call no more, man.
Man, you so right, man. When I get quiet like this, y'all, I'm just sitting there watching all of this stuff play out, because I've been here. I've been a parent, and I've been here. But man, keep going, Chris.
You had a special relationship though.
Yeah.
But even Jimmy, so think about it. I don't ever hear Jimmy talk about this part. So Jimmy always talks about, the offers and all that. Jimmy don't never tell y'all the phone calls he get about dudes that ain't good enough and coaches are complaining to him. Right or wrong, Jimmy? Like, he don't never talk about that part.
Right. Wow.
He's trying to right the ship on the other stuff.
Right.
But he don't tell y'all the many times that he has to deal with that element of the world.
Wow.
Because it's more dudes that don't work out than do. The 2018 class, Jimmy, think about this. How many transfers? Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The 2018 class?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Most of them.
Transfers.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Transfers.
Most of them.
Hey, I'm gonna throw the shot. I'm talking about HBCU players tonight. I'm gonna throw the chop shop. I'm gonna throw the chop shop alive tonight on TV, because I'm gonna talk about the fact that you said last year, a couple of years ago, between TSU and Houston and Prairie View, there was about 20 transfers on the floor.
No,
because
20. It was 27.
I got it's only 13. I'm gonna say I don't want to give exact numbers so people chop me up. I just say over 20. So what I'm saying is, the reason I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna say per the chop shop, right? Talking about, because we're talking about black college basketball, which is something that never happens because they got the HBCU All-Star game now. So that's a part of the deal now, right? Chris Paul's done a great job of giving awareness. I forget the gentleman that actually was the guy who spearheaded. The CBS is going to do it during the Final Four, the HBCU All-Star game, giving the HBCU some love. But for me, I would like that. I would love for that to end. When I say end, hey, man, they college basketball. Damn this HBCU. They Division I, man. Like, don't give them a separate. You don't say that about Appalachian State. The hell is Appalachian State? You don't say that about Portland State. Like they're like separate little cousins that you got to do special stuff for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't like that. Hey, man, Howard basketball is Division I, just like the rest of these dudes, man.
But Chris, but you might not like it, but the other side differentiate. And I'm gonna tell you why. I know everybody was wondering why Deion Sanders was so adamant about talking about not one. Check this out. Not one, and I'm gonna talk about this later on this week. Not one HBCU guy was drafted last year by the NFL. Not one, right? One of the first times in history. But what happened is the awareness of some of our top black players going to these HBCUs, them powers that be in the NFL, Chris Walker, they want to deter that. You go to HBCUs, you ain't coming to the NBA. If you don't go to my PWIs, because I'm friends with Nick Saban, I'm friends with Chip Kelly, I'm friends with all of these guys. You go to these HBCU schools, you won't be drafted. Let me tell you something. If y'all don't understand that's why the NFL did it, I'm telling you, NFL is a monster, man. A monster, Chris. Chris, sometimes we got to let them know HBU, Coach, you sitting there saying you don't like the way they differentiate the schools.
I don't like the way you single them out, man.
Okay,
like
I know, but guess what, Chris? They doing it anyway.
Well, they're doing it because they've been neglecting it for so long. And guys like Chris Paul, who grew up in those areas, and then in those areas, and guys like Stephen A. Smith, who went to black colleges, who are now on the mainstream, are saying, "Hey, man, we should be doing more." All I'm saying is, let's do more without. You always say this to me all the time. Mm-hmm. You say, "Hey, man, pro athlete." I'll chop a pro athlete up and say, "Chris, that dude don't want credit. He doing more than you ever think he doing. He just don't want his name on it. Charles Woodson doing this, Ty Law doing this. They ain't got to put their name out there every time they do something. They don't want to be. They just want to go do for people.
Right.
ESPN should just do it because it's the right thing to do. Well, let's make this spectacle and make it like.
But Charles and Ty Law and them was groomed to do it. ESPN, that ain't what they want to do, Chris.
Now, listen, you might be right about that, and I think basketball is different than football to a degree. Mm-hmm. How many guys in the SWAC playing in the NBA right now? How many guys in the MEAC playing in the NBA? You know what I mean? And look at Ben Wallace.
But I got something for y'all. Hey, y'all keep watching this show this week or next week. But I got some. Listen, y'all. We're gonna have a sit down and talk boom boom room. So y'all just be prepared. Don't miss the chop shop. No days. Have your friends. Share this show. Make sure, because guess what, Chris, it's some stuff that I have never talked about and never talked about it from this angle because I've been studying. And guess what? We got more power than we think we got. I
know we do.
Now,
Jimmy,
Chris,
why is Prairie View 0-6, Jimmy? That's what I want to know.
Chris, what do you mean? Look at the schedule they play. They had a chance. I'm saying, you talking about men's basketball?
Yeah.
Those guys, they normally play that type of rigid schedule and money game, a full with money games. But normally Prairie View and TSU will have won one by now. They normally get one in November in past recent years. TSU, they was up on Air Force, messed it off. They was up on Washington and messed it off. So TSU has been team. That's why I said the game versus Louisiana Tech on tomorrow could be a very much a trap game for Louisiana Tech. And now, mind you, check yourself on.
Because they only beat Jackson State by 2, Jimmy. They only beat Jackson State by 2. I got Jackson State play Marquette tonight. Jackson State lost to Louisiana Tech by 2, 70-68.
And so TSU, remember, take what I don't know what the line is. SWAC teams normally has been covering in abundance this season. Now, Chris, check your cell phone. I just sent you a copy. Luckily, because I said I was going to never throw this away. And I kept this. And this is game. Look, Chris. Look at the screen. Game February the 8th, 2020. Look at your phone. That? I took a screenshot of the roster for both Prairie View and TSU. As you can see, the names of all 27 players who were transfers on the combined team. Hal, I'm gonna send that thing to you in a second as well. Prairie View had 14 transfers. TSU had 13 transfers.
So you counting junior college transfer? You counting junior college kids as transfer?
Yeah. That counted as a don't you got that's transfer? That's a transfer.
They whole team except one dude. Who is this? Who's the top team? The top team is Prairie View.
Yeah, Prairie View at the top and Tigers at the bottom.
That whole team except one player is a transfer.
Well, Fate Williams from Clear Springs, he was initially a walk-on. That's the younger brother of Marcus Williams at Texas A&M, and of course Denario Edgar, he was a walk-on as well. So understand, both of those guys would have.
Is that what I think it is here? Is that the kid that chopped me up on the chop shop back in the day? Number 2.
Who?
Yeah, how did that? Who that name is right there?
Which one?
Yeah.
Number 2.
Hold on, I got to send it out. Hold on.
Number 2. What is his name?
What's his name, Jimmy?
Hold on.
Chop me up.
It's coming your way.
Chop you up. What is his name, Jimmy?
It's coming your way. I got. It's going through the chute. Just like you put that and go to the bank. Okay. Whoop, it's gone. There you go.
Trying to chop me up.
Number 2. for TSU. Hold on. Yeah, they chop you up.
Hold on.
Daddy chop your ass clean up.
Without saying the name, what did they say to you to chop you up? What did you say? Hold on. What did you say first? Or Hannah, what did Chris say? You remember Chris saying?
Chris said something about the kids wouldn't be able to play at TSU and nowhere else. Something like that. I don't know. It's going to be hard for them to get on the floor or something.
It's going to be hard for them to get on the floor.
And the daddy was watching the show, and the daddy said what?
I forgot what he said.
He wasn't happy.
He wasn't happy. What he
Chris said Chris didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah, Chris don't know what the hell he talking about.
He don't know what the hell he's talking about. And you're going to prove you, and he's going to show you. And 2 years later.
And we saw him on that Dr. Pepper commercial. Rico, where you going? I'm going to the transfer portal.
Hey, y'all. Hold up. I got to share something, man, because it's going to make national news soon.
Herb always
but it's breaking, Jimmy. It's out in California. Somebody in California just sent it to me. The sheriff department asked for help in finding a missing teen last seen a week ago in Compton. Basketball kid from the basketball community. I'm going to show some pictures of him soon. His name is Jasyre Robinson. He was last seen last week in Compton. Authorities are looking for help to find this 17-year-old kid after Thanksgiving gathering a week ago. Jimmy, a lot of our kids, and we ain't talking about Solar Dad O'Brien did a special the other day. When our kids show up missing, a lot of people don't talk about it, and we don't talk about it. But everybody else, kid, when the little girl came up missing, everybody in the world was looking for her. He's a basketball player. He played at let me see. Gosh, man, they just sent me. So I got some stuff, but his name is Jasyre Robinson in California. So call your people in California who you know. Young kid is missing. 6'6" tall, Jimmy. He was wearing a black shirt with the words "Don't boss up, moss up," and a pair of light blue Crocs. Man, this is happening out here, ladies and gentlemen. Our kids are just not be missing, and we're not saying nothing about it. So on this show, they text me. That's why I got up and off the screen a minute ago, because it hadn't hit national news yet. But but guess what? We gonna make it hit national news. They called me from California. Jasyre Robinson, 6'6", black basketball player, young man is missing, and we need to find where and what's going on with our kids. This can no longer happen no more. I don't know what people doing with our black bodies, because they love our black bodies. They kidnap our kids and go do all kind of experiments and all kind of stuff. Man, let's be careful everywhere your kid go. Put that damn tracker on his phone. Put that tracker on his phone. That's why every day I tell my son, you live in New York, dude. You cannot just not call us and not answer the phone.
Yeah, not in this town.
Not in this environment.
No, there's too much going on.
Yeah, I know you're grown, but guess what? Hey, it's some people grown up.
You gotta check in. Yeah, you gotta check in.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share that, Jimmy. I know we overtime, boy. Guess what? I done missed an hour worth from hitting that golf ball today. Just for y'all.
Thank God for that golf ball. That golf ball getting a whole lot of love right now, because you put them in the woods. They give you that. You put them in the woods and the water.
Hey, they call me Robert Woods at the golf course right now. So are you some kid with Eldrick? The way you hitting that ball.
hey, Hatter, did you talk about Lee Elder dying?
I talked about that yesterday. Yeah, talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, and of course, guys, don't forget we'll talk. Chris, your former boss man almost pulled off a gallant upset.
Yeah,
saw that.
Tarleton State.
Gillespie. Yeah.
If anybody can pull it off, it's him. Trust me.
Why is that?
Why?
He's just, hey man, that dude's a genius, man. I mean, he's different in some other ways, but if you give that dude some time, he'll figure something out. He can get guys. That dude had Ranger Junior College, #1 junior college in the country, man. I'm just trying to tell you, man. You get that dude. That dude made Texas A&M relevant. in
Wow.
basketball. No one ever talked about Texas A&M before Billy Gillespie got there.
Oh,
You know, so I mean, obviously he stumped his toes a couple of times, but
Right.
who hasn't done that? But at the end of the day, man, Gonzaga, man, to take up there to do that with them. I mean, obviously there's a hangover from the Duke game, but still, Tulsa State. I think they only won one game.
But you told me the other day, Chris. Chris,
What's
you
that?
told me something the other day. Howard,
What's that?
this stuff is different now.
Oh, it's different.
You say these guys can beat these guys now.
No, yeah. Nothing surprised. Like Dayton beating Kansas, nothing surprised me. I'm on the studio tonight. Somebody asked me about doing the game. I'm in the studio tonight, and Jackson State plays Marquette. Shaka Smart right now is the breakout coach of the year in the Big East right now.
Yes.
I'm telling you, they lost 6 of their top players. A freshman who's got the COVID, he's a freshman again, right? Justin Lewis. This dude is leading them in scoring. They got 4 Power 5 wins. I'm just telling you, Shaka Smart right now, this might be a better look for him than Texas was. Because Texas is a different look. Look at the football coach, what he going through right now.
Oh.
Look at the football coach.
Oh, they finished it.
Texas is a different animal, man.
Yeah.
Well, Shaka's from up there. He's gone. He's virtually gone home.
He is.
So
yeah,
I'm saying.
But he winning though,
What
Jim.
I'm saying is, Marquette ain't Texas though, Jim. Now they sell out every game, but Marquette basketball is high budget, high level. They first class everything, but it ain't the brand of the University of Texas. Period. It's just not the same brand. And so what I'm saying is, and Tony Stubblefield doing a good job, but they haven't played nobody yet. So we'll see when they play.
But
he's still winning, man.
It's smart scheduling. Smart scheduling.
No, they did beat Rutgers though, but Rutgers has lost 3 in a row. They did beat Rutgers.
Okay.
Right, but again, we cheering for Tony more than we cheering for DePaul because DePaul ain't proved to do nothing. I hope Stubbs can change it. And I think Stubbs will because he can get players. I know one thing: since Stubbs been gone, Oregon been struggling.
True. Yes.
Struggling. Getting beat by
and they have
Dubs.
And they have a Texas backcourt.
Jacob Young. No, Jacob and who's the other one?
Davion Harmon.
Oh my God.
At Oregon and getting their head tore off.
Listen, the transfer portal giveth, and the transfer portal taketh away. It giveth.
Oh man,
this dude right here, man. Let's get out of here, Jimmy.
Yeah, man.
Chris, you got to come back, man. Chris, wait a minute. You on the air tonight?
I'm on the air tonight. Yeah, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I'm on to the whole night. Half times. Come on to half times of the games, then after the games, and then we do a late show. We be in that joint till 2 a.m., man.
Okay.
You weighing me out.
Go get you some rest.
And of course,
hey, we talking about black colleges today, so it was a good night. HBCUs, so it was a good night to watch.
Oh, okay.
Pre-reviewing Jackson State football for the SWAC championship is tonight. Is Saturday.
Okay.
Is on Saturday, and that is Prairie has lost 3 straight games and still won their side of the division. How about that? 3 straight losses, including Mississippi Valley this past Saturday, and they still clinched first place. So we'll see how it goes on this weekend. Also, speaking of terrible news as we go, of course, there was another school shooting up in Michigan while we were on the air. 3 people dead at least. 6 have been shot at least, including a school teacher, and a 15-year-old suspected shooter is in custody. And that is up in Michigan, I think at Oxford High School. And that is Oxford High School. It is a predominantly white school. And so you can kind of draw those lines among all those mass shootings at school. Most of them, the vast majority, they have one thing in common at those schools. We talked about mental health earlier. You can expect that topic. Remember, when it's their kids, it's time for everybody to hush up and let's have a conversation on mental health. They're ready to talk about mental health right now. So if you're at work right now, all you got to say is mental health. And you trust me, they will accommodate you over the next couple of days. That's how the society works. You better take advantage of it right now. And but anyway, we got to get on down here. Slide down, Dino's back. Yabba dabba do this thing on this Tuesday. Of course, it was a great day. We're going to ask you guys to share the show on your way out the door as usual. Once again, share that show to your timelines. Give us a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. We'll see you guys in 22 hours. That's Chris Walker. That's Robert Haller. Of course, I'm Jim Hicks with the hat. See you guys up out here. Peace. Chop shop.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.